Are we up right now?
Yeah.
Are we moving and grooving?
We are on, sir. I don't know what happened, but we fixed it. So that was weird.
Yeah.
I've never, for those tuning in.
Is this live?
Yeah, we are now. Eventually, I think we're going to do 1 or 2 live. I think that'll be cool
That'd be sketchy.
in the future.
I like it.
It'll only be sketchy. I don't know. Why do you think it'll be sketchy?
Rules and regulations on the wall there, what I can and can't say.
Yeah. That would be a shitty time to cross a line or
Wouldn't
something,
it?
you know?
So many
Lines
lines that are not to be crossed.
Okay. Well, it is, what's today? Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
Today is Thursday, and coronavirus is going crazy.
Very nice. I don't know how to feel about it.
What do you mean?
So I know, like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not, like, I keep seeing people post stuff on Facebook about, like, the flu is more, you have a better chance of dying from the flu. Basically, they're dumb playing, like, the coronavirus, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just not a scientist. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But again, I don't know. Who the fuck what do I know? A lot of people keep posting about that shit, but I'm like, where did you hear that from? That it's not that big of a deal. And I'm not saying that it is a huge deal. I can go both ways. People are putting online that that's a huge deal. And I'm like, but do you know it is?
Well, I think from everything that they're saying, if you are young and like fairly healthy, then it's not a huge concern.
I just got an update on my phone just now.
Did you?
March Madness, MLB, NHL postpone their seasons.
Yeah.
Broadway goes dark and Disneyland closes.
Yep.
So anyway, if you're a normal, if you have a good immune system, you're fine.
It's like 2% casualty rate. Then if you're over 80, I just heard this statistic earlier. If you're over 80, the casualties are like 85% survival rate. Sorry.
I was like, whoa.
So it's 98% survival rate in general for healthy, younger healthy people, and then 85% survival rate for over 80, which is your most at-risk population.
So the only thing I don't understand is why are like sports shutting down because of it? Well, are they just blowing it out of proportion too?
So
that's where I thought, okay, maybe people aren't blowing it out of proportion.
Two things. One, there are some and probably high risk areas that have shown that, like Long Beach just has their like 4th or 5th confirmed case today. Los Angeles just had a few. Obviously, Washington State had like 10 people die in one nursing home, I think. Almost all of them were in one nursing home.
As soon as you say nursing home, all right.
Because it's the older population. Now, so I can see shutting down the sports in those areas. People aren't necessarily, I don't think a lot of the sports people are fully like, oh no, if we don't shut down, our fans are going to die. I think it's going to be, oh no, if we don't shut down, our fans are going to get coronavirus, and then sue us for getting coronavirus if they trace it back to the stadium.
But why? So how?
I guarantee that logic train or that line of logic has come into the conversation 100%.
It's just so, like when it first happened, they're like, yo, China eating bats. What are they even doing eating bat soup? It's 2020. Why the fuck are there people still in the world eating bat soup in a country like China?
Well, China is overpopulated.
Yeah, but that has nothing. What does that have to do with eating a bat soup?
Well, I think that means they have less food for people to eat.
So you're going to put a bat in soup and eat it? There's so many other animals out there to eat than a dirty ass wombat.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
But I like things. A monkey.
See?
And I got dysentery.
Yeah, see?
But
in the jungles of Malaysia.
That was for fun in Malaysia. That wasn't like, I'm going to go down to the corner store here and eat some bat soup. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why people are doing that. And I also don't understand where, if the survival rate for this thing is so high, then is it getting it really that bad?
It's probably not good. I mean, they're saying it's still like getting the flu. So it's going to be not fun for like 2 weeks or whatever, however long you get it. Yeah. But I don't think it's
like Tom Hanks has it.
I know, I saw that. I made a Woody meme and posted it right after I saw it.
Should have stayed on that fucking island.
God damn it. They better not fucking take Tom Hanks. How old is he?
He hates Trump too.
You know,
He's old. I think he's like 50-ish.
Oh, way older than that. Dude, I was watching him when I was little. I remember watching Big when I was like in elementary school.
Somebody looking this stuff up. Oh, the last thing I looked up was Trump's age, 73.
Yeah, he's pretty old. And they said he just a guy he was just shaking hands with yesterday just got tested and was positive for coronavirus. Some
probably got
Brazilian finance guy, I
he's
think, is
probably
what
got
it
a
was.
cool force field that goes around his body that doesn't allow presidents to get sick or shot.
I wonder. I wonder if they have some kind of protocol. Like any visitors, any visitors come up, they have to wash their hands and shit. They all have to before they even talk.
They can test. So they're in the White House. There is I'm going to get this wrong. So in the White House, they test and monitor the oxygen in the White House at all times. So if there's
really?
ever
That makes sense.
if there's ever a dip or a change in wherever the O2 levels sit at, that there's an alarm that
mask drop in
it's
an
basically
airplane.
it's basically they look into it. So they're able to monitor all that at all times just in the White House. I guarantee you Trump's got something on him.
You think so?
Maybe it's a fake Trump and the real Trump's just sitting at home.
I doubt that.
You don't know that.
I watched him on a press conference today, though. He was meeting with the Irish prime minister or somebody, the dude from Ireland, and you could tell he's been busy. He didn't have as much makeup on.
Yeah?
Trump is a makeup dude because he's used to being on TV all the time. So he's always got and
true.
you can tell. It's not obvious. It's pretty obvious he's wearing makeup. And you could tell today wasn't because you could see his freckles and shit.
Oh,
I was like, oh shit, look at him. He's got
Big
freckles.
Daddy Trump's got freckles?
Freckle face.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so anyway, coronavirus.
So SDSU just sent out an email. We were supposed to go to all online classes after spring break. We're supposed to start transitioning to them, but they just sent out another message today from the dean saying that starting after tomorrow, all classes are going to be online now.
That sucks ass
So-
for people who don't like to do stuff online.
The only thing that's not going to be online are labs, where you actually have to go in there and do shit, obviously. But I have to write a paper for my class. I have to write an editorial. So I think the topic I'm going to choose is how much money are universities going to save by not holding in classes, and are they going to give any of that money back? So for me, I pay $175 a semester to park. That's the parking pass. It's $175 a semester at San Diego State.
That's stupid.
It's fucking crazy. Well, now I don't need it. I'm a commuter, so I don't live on campus. So now I bought a parking pass, and I'm not even halfway through the semester, and now I'm not going to use it anymore. So you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
They're not going to give any of that back.
I don't think they are, but I think that's going to come up. I think people are going to start being like, hold on, wait. All my classes are online, but I'm paying this much money a year, because even I think Harvard is going online, and they're, some of the...
Are there teachers still getting paid full? The teachers who are specifically teaching class?
Yeah, you can't back out of their contract.
Teacher stuff.
So, yeah. So SDSU is full online now, or after tomorrow. I think I have a class tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. So, I don't know if I got to check my emails and see if they've confirmed if they're even going to hold it.
How long do you think they're going to do this for? I remember seeing the MBA thing. It said indefinitely, until...
For school, it's for the rest of the semester.
No shit.
Yeah, the rest of the semester is going to be online. Yeah. And if this becomes an ongoing thing through the summer, which I don't know what the chances of that are, but if it becomes an ongoing thing through the summer, then they may, in the fall, it may continue to be online. And which brings up to, again, are you going to charge full tuition for students that aren't even coming to class, that aren't, because you can't say you can't say that your costs haven't changed because facilities are no longer, you turn the lights off on, how much is that going to save?
Yeah.
When every room in a building has its lights off the entire day. You know what I'm saying? Just that.
I wonder, man, that's nutty.
Workers aren't coming in. I mean, people aren't going to be there to serve food.
Yeah.
The food, there's a whole, food court.
Well, Mark, who's
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban is doing a thing now for the NBA. The people who are losing all the money right now, they work at the stadiums and shit. They're
For
coming up with
him,
something.
for his team.
Yeah.
Yeah, for his team.
I thought about that too. I wonder how long it's gonna be till gyms start shutting down.
I actually texted my ex earlier and was like, dude, should we take our kid out of jiu-jitsu? Because I'm like, that's about as gross as you can get. Because you're rolling on top of someone, they're sweating on you, they're dripping sweat on you,
I just don't.
So, I
don't
want to. Also,
I
I don't want to fall into the whole
exactly. You don't want to be that
hysteria.
person.
Yeah. Are we overblowing it?
I don't think I'm getting it. And if I do get it, I don't think I'm gonna die. And if I do die, man, that does suck. But it was just.
It's just the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I feel like people, like everyone's like, we need a plague, and it's like, well, here's your plague, bud. Go roll in the mud,
dude. I saw people are so fucked up, man. I was looking through Facebook because I'm a loser that goes through Facebook comments. I'm one of those people like, well, excuse me, sir, we'll have a debate right here in the comments. But I was sitting there scrolling to the comments, and there was the thing about Trump shaking hands with the other dude that has coronavirus. And it's just all like, good, he deserves it, fuck him. And I'm like, what a bunch of just hateful people. Where you're like hoping someone gets a fucking virus. You know, like what a fucking piece of shit human being.
Do you think...
It's just disgusting.
So, okay, here's the deal.
And I would think the same thing if they were... Republicans were saying the same thing about Obama. I'd be like, you're a fucking gross person. Like, you need to rethink your values.
Here's the deal.
Here's the dealio.
No, dill. D-I-L-L. Here's the deal. Do you think that that's what the plagues were for back in the day? That it was nature's way of being like, yo, we need to start weeding some of these people out.
There's too many people. There was some, I think there's some conspiracy theory going around that China caused us to thin out the population of elderly people. And it just kind of went out of control.
You think?
It's a conspiracy theory. I don't think that. But
how many people from China have died from it?
Oh, a bunch.
Like thousands, hundreds?
I think it's over 1,000.
That's not enough. Not saying
not
enough. If that's what they were looking for,
so
was like
up.
weed out the old people, that's not. You're
it
not
could be more
gambling
than
with
how
those odds.
many people have died.
Man, I think you get weird symptoms too. Like you get sleepy.
They said it's
tired. I'm like, I'm all about that. Put me to bed, baby.
Yeah. I'm just gonna lay here, find something good to binge watch.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Italy's over 1,000 now.
Wow.
4,600 people have died. That might be China. Oh, that's globally.
I could work with those numbers.
Italy alone is a quarter of that, though.
Why?
Almost a quarter of that. I don't know. And you know, it's so it's mostly up north too. It's in the northern part of Italy, and they put out an order at some hospitals to not treat elderly patients if they come in because their triage units are so overwhelmed, and they're like triaging people in the fucking hallways and shit like that, or their ICUs, their intensive care units. And so they're like, hey, look, if you're over 60, sorry, like we're not gonna treat you. That's one of the downfalls of
being old.
Yeah, or socialist medicine policies, because then the government decides if they're going to treat you or not. Is it worth it?
I just don't understand why, like, not to go off on a tangent on that, but I mean, why would you want the government to control anything else? The last thing I ever would want is a government to control my healthcare, which they do because I go to the VA and it's garbage. Why do people want it's weird because the same people that hate the government, right? They want their government to be getting control of their healthcare. Yeah. That's the fucking last thing I want the government to be in control of.
Yeah, a big problem. I can't find just China. I don't know why I can't. There's 4,900 deaths total in the U.S. though. Oh yeah, healthcare. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get it. I understand single payer, like the people want world, healthcare for everyone, but that's what the emergency room's for. And that's what we do have. Was it Medicaid? Is Medicaid the one that's for the poor? I think that's the one that helps out the poor. And I know there's issues with it, but there's issues with every healthcare system. There's people are looking at like right now. People are looking at the U.S. like, hey, when are you going to come up with the cure for this virus? When are you coming up with the fucking vaccine? Because everyone looks at us for that. There's a reason we're not looking to other countries for healthcare advice. And don't get me wrong, there's other countries that have really good healthcare. But, Canada, UK, places like that.
I bet that
they have extended wait times.
I bet that right now, like labs, anybody who creates cures for stuff is just on overdrive, like nonstop trying to create. Because the first person to make this cure is going to be you're going to want to be that first person. They're probably working 24 hours a day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of commercial.
Probably
labs.
no sleep right now, just grinding.
I'm sure, but the vaccine for it still will take months and months. It'll be summertime, end of summer probably, before they even if they're like, hey, this could work, they still got to make it and then test it.
But if you get the coronavirus, does it go away on its own?
Yeah, it's just like the flu. But there's been people that have been tested positive, cured, and then got it again, or tested positive again.
Imagine that. I'd be like, God damn it, just take me.
I'm on round 2.
Just take me. Imagine getting that same slight feeling after you're cured. You're like, hang on, I'm feeling a little sleepy again.
It's got to be like getting fucking Double Dragon more than once on ship.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Getting it twice, you're like, God damn it, I know this feeling.
I know what I'm about to go through.
Yep.
God bless me.
That's fucking funny.
And I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, the Double Dragon is probably the closest thing that, like, I feel like that's what we're going through. Because you remember when that happens on... So for those that don't know, the Double Dragon on ship is when... I don't remember the name of the virus, but it's like it's a virus that goes around on the ship and everyone gets sick. Not everyone, but a lot of people.
90% of people.
A lot of people. And we call it the Double Dragon because you're spraying from both ends. And you'll just hear people running, trying to make it.
You'll hear someone shitting and you'll watch them from under, you can see their feet, stand up, turn around, start throwing up, and then just sit back down. And the dude next to you in the stall is like, you got it, buddy. Like everyone's like... You'll be all right.
There's like special showers. It's like Double Dragon. People can only shower in this shower.
Yeah.
You use this sink. Like we're trying to limit it. And then when it gets really bad, that's when it's almost like this. Like the whole ship would almost shut down. And they were like, hey, everyone's cleaning. Everyone's grabbing bleach and water and cleaning everything.
Even the food that you get is all wrapped in saran wrap and shit so you can't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Fucking
they said
Double
that
Dragon.
the reason that the coronavirus is so bad is that it can last up to 3 days not on your body. So if you touch like a railing, for 3 days it's on that railing. That's what when I watched Joe Rogan today, that professor guy was saying that.
You know, I haven't seen that. Everybody keeps passing that video around.
It's super dry. Real dry. Because the guy's just very monotone when he speaks. And he's just so intelligent. He's not very good at dumbing it down for... And not only that, a lot of the words... The names of the diseases and shit, the viruses are huge. And he's talking about all these ones across the world that he's just kind of rambling on.
So you kind of lose him?
Yeah, he's rambling on.
You're
like, dude, I don't fucking know these. Big words, Justin, big words. I don't like big words.
Big old words. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm trying to get... I'm hoping next week I have a guy on that's a Army Seaburn dude. He rogered up. I put out a...
Oh, you did find one?
Yeah, a few people hit me up, but he's local here in San Diego. So he was an Army Seaburn dude. So, and people are like, why do you want to have a Seaburn guy on? Why wouldn't you have a doctor? Got it. Doctor's going to come on, tell us to wash our hands, that it's a virus. It's like the flu. They're going to give us the percentages. I'm wanting this dude to come on to talk about, or a Seaburn person, to talk about responses by the military and how the Seaburn community, what they would do in the like if a pandemic happened, and not necessarily with coronavirus, but in general. Like right now in New York, there's a village that is like been the center point, I think, of the coronavirus there, and they've put in a some kind of quarantine of the whole town with everything within a mile. They marked a point. Everything within a mile is quarantine. I'm okay right now.
Like you literally can't get in it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any movement. I don't know how thick it is, but the military, the New York National Guard, is involved in it. Like they're there helping out, and I imagine like they're Seaburn people, and I just kind of want to see like if the Seaburn guy was going to come in, what would his role in that be, and then what can people expect for like huge? Let's say like a huge contagion breaks out, not a flu, but like something that'll like fuck you up, like Ebola style something. Like, what would the reaction to something like that be?
So the guy was saying, the guy on Joe Rogan, the like national whatever he is, he's like the head guy for international disease control. Basically, he's like a scientist. He was saying that Ebola itself will never be prevalent in America.
No,
because it's the way it happens. All of our protocol we have for health, for food and safety and everything like that stops all of it.
Yeah.
That it would have there'd have to be like a collapse in our safety for like is it the FDA or the Food and Drug Administration. That would basically have to collapse and like a serious thing, something happened where we aren't able to monitor the control of what comes in and how it's prepared, and that's why we have all those. You go to restaurants in A, B, and C, and they get closed down for that specific reason. So he said that that'll never be a thing. But I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know, or a scientist.
Yeah, no. I mean, it makes sense though. It makes sense. It's just like a lot of countries, their mortality rate for their population would be a lot better if they just had clean water.
Yeah,
you know. Sanitation in the third world countries is, you know,
I can get you clean water.
They're worried about
pipe it into this.
They're worried about a lot of places are worried about eating anything.
Yeah,
you know, like
bat soup. I don't know,
bat soup, and then you get the fucking
fuck around and eat bat fucking soup.
I almost bought a six-pack of Coronas for us to drink while we were doing this.
That'd be reckless, and I would.
I didn't though. I didn't want to get the virus.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be rough.
So we're on video now.
Oh, you are? You're taping right now?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Yeah, we will.
Wait, I should bring mine. Yeah, like I was saying, we'll post one over here, and then I can edit it and clip it in.
Yeah, I'm eventually gonna get more cameras.
That'd be cool.
Sure. I wouldn't mind having another one. You really need 3.
So that's the HD one that you were talking about. You bought recently for this?
Yeah.
I gotta look up then and see if my camera can video that long. Then I sure hope it can.
I found out. See, I'm learning on the go with all this. All of this is like me watching YouTube videos and reading like blog posts and like Reddit subreddits and shit like that. Like, I didn't know I have a Nikon D5300 that does video, but it turns out it'll only do like 15 minutes of video because the DSLR, the sensor in it can overheat. Now yours is a mirrorless though.
Yeah.
So I think it can go for longer. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Man, I sure hope so. I think it was $600.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Lacey and I wanted to start, maybe like a YouTube channel or do something fun and video, because we're always doing funny, goofy shit.
Yeah.
And
I'm surprised you guys don't have a TikTok.
So I just got one.
As gay as that sounds.
Lacey has one.
You had, what's that dude's name that you were on his TikTok?
Long Neck. So that's why I got one, is because once Long Neck, me and him did a video together, I'm like, this guy has 2.5 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
For just, like.
That's so weird.
So I'm like, dude, I wanted him to put on Instagram. I'm like, this would be perfect. He's like, I'm going to put it on my TikTok. And I'm like, fuck, I don't. He's like, I'll tag you. I'm like, I don't have TikTok. And I didn't have enough time to make one. And I didn't know what Lacey's was. And I'm like, man, I really dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah. I have one just because I wanted to lock down the name for the former Action Guys podcast, but I don't use it. It's just one of those,
Lacey watches funny videos all the time, but I'm just not into it really.
I don't think I really do anything where that's going to be the kind of marketing I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. And maybe it's because I haven't really used it enough. I don't fully understand it, but I'll mess around with it. But I don't like that it's another one of those Chinese-owned fucking companies, man.
Yeah, and I thought about that too, but then I think, I don't care. Chinese,
they eat bat soup.
Yeah, but they could look at what I'm doing. That stuff doesn't really bother me, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it was different while we were in. That would have been if you would have had one while you were in, you would have ended up on like one of those Instagram pages.
It's like 1.5 million views that video's gotten.
Of you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So it's like,
holy shit!
If I had a TikTok, he would have tagged me in it, and then that's almost perfect to start because Lacey I just want to do stupid videos, like short ones like that. Like, I dropped the ball, bud.
Damn,
I sure did.
Damn,
he's a weird kid though. For anybody,
weird.
Anybody who's listening, damn Long Neck is like this. He has this disease that it messes with his tissue. I guess I was reading about it on his Wikipedia, which that could be a lie too. It's something to do with the way he's got this super long neck and he's this real skinny. Probably 70 pounds, 60 pounds maybe.
Dude, you described him to me, and I'm like, okay, how bad could it be? And then when I followed him, and because it's a private page, but he has like almost 2 million on Instagram, I think. When it popped up and I saw his actual videos, I was like, holy shit.
He's just a weird-ass kid.
He looks like a meth head with like 4 inches extra neck, about 4 inches of, like he had rings on his neck and had it stretched out for a little bit.
So what happened is I'm at the gym, and we work out at the gym in Mission Beach, and it's like this really, to me, that's the nicest gym in San Diego. Like it's on the beach. It's so nice. It's got a rooftop, like a grass turf rooftop to it. You can work out on. So I'm like working out with Lacey, and I see him walk by, And I'm like, yo, that's damn long neck. And I had just unfollowed him maybe a month before that.
And you saw him walk by in the gym?
In the
or
gym.
on
So
the
he in the gym. So I'm like on a leg press or something. And I'm like, no fucking way. And I just unfollowed him because this shit's weird. It's weird.
It's super weird.
I don't get it.
I think I already unfollowed him, actually.
And so he goes, I'm like, no shit. And the elevator's about to close. I go, damn, long neck. What the frick you doing around here? And he's like, what's up, man? Like, because he talks all weird.
Yeah.
And he's got a big old Mexican dude with him, big fat guy, like a bodyguard looking dude. And damn long neck's got no shirt on with it wrapped around his neck, like walking through the gym. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the elevator goes up, and I'm like, oh shit, that was cool. I got to like say hi to him or whatever. And it comes back down like a minute later with with the guy who works at the gym. He's like the front desk guy. He was like showing him around. He's like, yo, you want to do a video with damn long neck? And I'm like, hell fucking yeah, I do that. Yeah,
why not?
that'd be sweet. And so we go up top. Lacey comes up top with us. And I go over to him, and I'm like, yo, what's up? Do you like, what are you doing here? And he's like, what's up, motherfucker? Because he like doesn't move his mouth when he talks. He's just a very strange dude.
Is his jaw like wired shut?
No, it's just weird. And he's like, let's do a video, man. And I'm like, all right, sick. Like, what do you want to do? What do you like? And we're trying to think of something. And I'm like, yo, why don't I just bench press you on the ground? And he's like, all right, cool, man. And he was up in LA. He's just visiting down here and whatever else it was. So he like jumps on me. And I'm like, before he gets on me, before they start videotaping, I'm like, oh shit. Like, I want to make sure I can get a good solid couple reps out of him. Cause I'm thinking he's probably maybe like 130, 140. And this dude falls back on me, and he maybe is 70 pounds at the most. So I was able to, like, if I wanted to give him a good shoving, he would just come off my hands. So I'm like ripping him up and down, and if you watch the video, it looks like his neck is gonna snap.
Dude, I saw it.
His neck was like bowing up, and I'm like, like screaming as I'm doing it. And after that, yeah, he, like Lacey and him bullshitted for maybe a minute. We were all kind of standing together, and then he left. And I'm like, oh shit, can you tag me in that? And then that's when he said he had TikTok, and I don't have. So I messaged him on Instagram.
I wonder why he has an Instagram as well.
So he follows me on Instagram now.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll follow you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I messaged him, and I'm like, yo, if you're going to be out here this weekend, come out with me and my boys. I was like, I'll bet you I can party harder than LA can. Because I'm just trying to razz him up a bit to get him
to come out. Yeah.
To come out. Because if he was to come out with me in PB, I probably would have blown a couple G's just to fucking rage my dick off.
You think so?
I mean, on a normal PB night, we're already looking at.
You think you need to with someone like that? I feel like a lot of stuff would be free.
I didn't want to I don't want it to give him. I just wanted the wildness of that night. That night would have been.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I probably let's be realistic. I would have been cool with anywhere like $1,500. I would have set aside for that because that you only get to do that once, and I love to party and that, but. I Wikipedia'd him, and he's only like 19 years old or 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he can't even.
Because I'm like, I don't even think he can get in a. I'm starting to think. I'm like, man, I don't even think he's that old. He was like, oh, haha, okay, or some shit. He liked the message and whatever. That's what it was. So I'm like, he's probably not gonna come out anyway. But I wanted to. That's why I posted that picture. I'm like, come out, I'll show you how to party. Just trying to poke his buttons a little bit, and then I'm thinking like, this motherfucker actually parties with millionaires, like. I'd have to like, you know what I'm saying? But
you think so? Think he parties with millionaires?
Yeah, I mean, his videos are always through a bunch of crazy, weird shit, like in Phantoms and shit riding around, or he's like, not all of them, but I've seen videos and his stories and stuff. He's always hanging out with like gangsters, and I'm like, I bet he's done some partying.
The only videos I ever saw that popped up on my Instagram when I was following him was him hanging out with like B-team B-team like porn stars and stuff.
Yeah. Like, and that's what he does.
He's making them do weird shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking. He's
just
like degrading them. Yeah. Actually, it's pretty bad.
But he's with like that big fat guy, and they're always making him eat weird shit. That's where I stopped. I'm like, dude, this isn't even funny anymore. This is just strange.
I mean, make the most of your disability, I guess.
His bicep is probably the size of Lacey's wrist.
Yeah,
it is like
it's gross looking. Like how
what if
how
he's
skinny
listening?
he is.
Don't be mean to him.
Sorry if you're
damn long neck.
My bad.
Big ass dick. Anyway, yeah. So that was that experience. That was. I think I
checked it out while I was there.
I think I put that in a hashtag when I tagged him in that picture. I put dude's got a big ass dude's packing heat or something like that, and then I put BDE afterwards, like big dick energy. I don't know. I thought it would have been cool.
Maybe not.
It's whatevs. No
He's
big
got
deal.
probably stacks of $100 bills he could throw at it.
Probably.
Chicks.
Anyway,
I wonder how somebody like that makes money.
So, like, how he makes money?
You think it's just a marketing thing? You think it's one of those like, hey, I'll show up for 10 grand?
Yep. Because when you pull up people's Instagrams like that, it'll say for meetings or for whatever, contact, and it'll have an email there.
Yeah, they have a manager.
Yeah, so I guarantee people pay. Like, he's big in World Star. I always see him on World Star.
Huh.
And I'm thinking, like, I wonder if he's sponsored by World Star because he has a World Star tattoo on him.
It's still a thing? World Star?
Dude, World Star I think will always be a thing. There's so much attraction to that.
I don't know.
So much attraction,
about it, man.
Any fight video of like, so it started out World Star. World Star, like, everything was going crazy. And people would videotape it. That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then Instagram became bigger. So now they've like Fashion Nova. Like the clothing line. Nicki Minaj. Or I don't know if Nicki Minaj put it out or Cardi B.
I have no idea.
You don't know, like, so Fashion Nova is like it's like the gangster thing to wear, right? So if you're black and you listen to rap music, Fashion Nova is probably something that you would purchase because it's like derived to that angle of people.
Yeah.
So, like, I actually just looked in there like last week, and now they have dude stuff too, and it's very like hip trending stuff to wear. So Fashion Nova is huge on World Star, and the dude's got a World Star tattoo on him. So I bet that there's some sort of World Star is huge. So any fight, any crazy like hood rat shit going on, or like
it's all on World Star.
I religiously watch World Star. It's hilarious.
That was big a few years ago.
Yeah, it used to be about fights.
Every fight video was like World Star.
Yeah. I've yelled that before, and I'm not even videotaping things. Like if I'm out somewhere and I'm like, World Star.
Someone's videotaping this. Someone will hear it.
World Star is huge. I think it'll always be big.
What a branding like fucking accomplishment.
Yeah.
That is.
Haven't you seen the guy the Russian guy who pours milk on chicks when they party?
I feel
what
like
is his name?
have.
He always makes Assholes Live Forever. That's his clothing brand.
Oh, no, I don't know that.
His thing is he pours milk on chicks. So he's famous. He's rich, got a fuck ton of money, and his job, he gets invited to clubs and shit, and they give him VIP booth access, everything for him to just degrade the fuck out of women.
How weird is it what people will let you do?
It's so cool. His job is to degrade skanks. Which I'm not saying is that's cool. What am I talking about? He gets paid to party and just that's it. He gets paid to party.
Yeah. Hey,
I
push
mean,
the microphone just a little bit away from you.
There you
go.
I would love to do that.
It's just crazy that people
will pay for that.
Well, yeah.
You get so rich and so famous at a point, I believe that now people are paying you to go to their club. People like if Dan Blazarian wants to go to Vegas is going to give him all the free bottles he wants. He's not going to pay for a single thing, and they might even pay him to go there.
Oh yeah.
It's like imagine being that rich.
Yeah.
You just have a completely different. Like I don't understand why like the super rich hippie like liberals that live in Beverly Hills, they don't want guns, because they don't have to deal with any of that shit. That's not in their life.
Yeah,
they're
living a whole their perspective on life is completely different.
They're like, well, yeah, just take the guns away and nobody because my security team has guns, but take because they don't have to deal with money issues ever. Their issues are like way bigger.
Yeah, well. In their own mind.
I mean, bigger in terms of basically money-wise, really.
Possibly.
Like for us, we're like, oh, rent, car payment. Oh, I want to get another car, but let me save. That's not even a thing.
Yeah, that's done.
I don't know.
Like
do you
pay
think
for dinner?
We have
like,
any of the same issues as very, very wealthy people?
Oh yeah, sick family members. I think's one. Day-to-day stuff.
Do wealthy people
stub my toe on the fucking couch?
You think you have a couch when you're that rich that sits on the ground?
Someone better be holding that shit up.
Better be held up constantly.
Hold it up higher, peasant.
If I was just stupid rich, I'd probably pay somebody to tie my shoes.
Why?
I don't know. Why not?
What would you pay a shoe tire?
Well, not strictly tie my shoes.
Would they have more than one roll? I was going to say.
But I would definitely pay somebody to like do my laundry, fold my laundry, clean my laundry.
Laundry service would be like one of my first things. Like a maid and a laundry service person. Not like a live-in maid, but someone that comes by every once in a while and cleans up. Just so
no, I'm thinking like a butler. I don't want to do anything.
You just want to lay there, like, dress me up.
I want someone to breathe me. Yeah, breathe for me. I just want to just soak it in.
I don't
think
have
if I
time
won,
to think about breaths.
So I've thought about it. If I ever last year they had like that $1.1 billion lottery. Take home was like $600 million after tax.
It's not enough.
You're richer than, like I'm thinking like, man, Dan Bilzerian, he's only I say like 200 something million. You would have double, triple that.
How much would he have though if he didn't party as hard as he did?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
So like I looked at buying tickets to his Valentine's party he throws every year.
Oh, does he throw?
You got to sign like an NDA and shit to get in there.
Oh, really?
If you're not invited to that party, this year he put out, I think 100 tickets for people who he doesn't even know to come, and then those proceeds for the tickets are we're gonna go to the Australian wildfires.
Oh, look at him.
$20,000 a ticket.
Oh, jeez.
20 grand for one person to go.
Well,
there.
you're doing it for a right cause.
No, for sure. But 20. How many people do you think bought those?
You think he ratios it out like, hey, this many are set aside for girls, this many set aside for dudes?
I mean, no. I think for that 100 people that he wanted to have tickets, it couldn't have even been 100. I can't remember what the number was, but I don't think he cares about that. Have you seen the videos that they make, the montages of his parties afterwards?
Mm-mm.
You've never watched a single one? Don't. You'll think your life is not even cool.
Oh, where it looks like bodies laying everywhere?
No, it's like, yeah, it's like.
No, I've seen, I follow his page. You know, actually, he's not, must not be in my algorithm right now. I haven't seen his post in a long time, actually.
I'm probably watching all that dumb
Isn't it
stuff.
weird how, like, if you don't click on someone's photo or something like that for a while, you just don't see their post anymore?
Yeah, because Facebook's.
Why doesn't like Instagram or Facebook be like, hey, why are you even following this dude? Like, we haven't showed you a photo in 4 months. You haven't said shit.
Maybe.
Unfollow.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he's worth $300 million, roughly. Says the internet. You could have double of Leonardo DiCaprio. So I thought, okay, if I win the lottery,
but you got to be smart with it too, though.
No. Just listen.
All right.
If you have 600,
Michael's rules of of
say you got 600 million. Like, right? You got $600 million.
So much money.
You could spend $1 million a month, right? Or say you spend $1 million. No, let's just say you spend $1 million a year, which is still an insane amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that for 600 years.
Okay.
If you spend $10 million a year, you could do that for 60 years. Oh, well, no, is that right? Is the math right? No.
That's without even counting any kind of interest.
600 years or something like that.
Imagine the interest
I'm a
on
little stoned
that
right now.
on $600 million.
So I would set aside.
So it was $600 million after taxes?
Yeah, take home. Because it was like 1.1 billion.
You know, everyone you've ever met in your life's coming out of the woodwork. Like, hey, man.
Yeah, but I have $600 million now that I could pay people to make sure I never have to hear from them.
That's the wrong. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say you could just pay people off all the time. Like,
even if that's a route I wanted to go, I could still do that.
That's how people spend all their money, though.
$600 million. I could go out to PB and blow $1 million in one night, and my bank account would barely even budge. And then you're like, well, if you keep doing that, I could still do that 200 times in a row, and I would still have $400 million left. I've thought about it. Doesn't matter. With $600 million, you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of your life.
What would you do to like preempt all the? So for me,
I wouldn't. No. Let me finish, pal. I don't care what you. I would encourage it. I'd bring it on. I'd market it. I'd market myself as the Lotto Kid.
You'd be like the Shark Tank dude.
I'd make an Instagram called the Lotto Kid or the Lotto Winner, something to do with me winning the lottery, and I would market the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah, you got a brand.
So then I would brand the shit out of it, and
everything's about branding.
I would have that make me money, and then I'd tuck away $10 million and let somebody make money off of it, like, you know, I don't know, a accountant or whatever I would do with that, and I would say, hey, this money is for if I ever spend this other $590 million.
This is my emergency money.
This is my emergency money.
This is my emergency $100 million.
Literally, I'd put about 10. I'd say 10 million, or probably, you know, think about it, probably 50 million, and the rest of it,
why not put 100?
Bring it on. I would.
You have $500 million to spend. You have $100 million to fund the generations beyond you of your family.
You're right. Yeah, maybe I would do 100, but I tell you right now, I bet that I'd give myself 10 years to live for starters. If Lacey puts up with it and she stays with me, I'd give myself 10 years to live, because I'd probably die.
You think so?
Yeah, I think I would have. I don't think I'm capable of managing that much money and not doing it safely, or doing it safely. There's no way. I would. Man, I do a lot of drugs probably. I do too. Not really drugs. I do more partying. I'd probably die from overdose or partying or something. If not I was on a drug. I shouldn't say that. I should say that I would just do a lot of traveling and partying. Yeah, that's. I mean,
if I was gonna die from having that much money, it'd probably be because I bought like a race car and fucking crashed it into a wall.
So I'd go buy my first thing I want to do
Fuck.
that song Faded. You know, all I want to do is drive home to you. You've never heard that song? I'm faded. People are listening to this, are like, I know.
They're like, I love this song.
So I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna buy a Ferrari, and I'm gonna go to Italy, and I'm gonna rip through like the mountains of Italy, just hammered in my Ferrari, blaring that song.
Till
And
you go off the side
if
of a
I make
mountain.
it past that, then I'm feeling pretty good.
Fuck. I would. This is pre-coronavirus fucking plan that I had. If I ever won the lottery, millions of dollars like that, I would rent a cruise ship for 2 weeks, put all my family on it. Be like, if you're related to me, get in line. Get in line. Everyone get on the ship. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're floating around for 2 weeks, seeing the world, seeing places, and partying on ship, and then wherever we want to go. For 2 weeks. And then as you get off, here's 10 grand, here's 10 grand, here's 10 grand, here's 10 grand. As they get off the fucking ship, be like, don't fucking talk to me again. Don't ask me for money. Don't talk to me again.
Yeah.
I don't mean that, but don't hit me up. Hey, I got it. You got some projects in the future? Don't fucking hit me up about it. Like, make your money, man.
Shotfield.
My immediate family, you know, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, you know, we would all,
Yeah.
you know, houses
So,
for everybody, cars for everybody.
I thought that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
My immediate family, I'd probably give 10 million to each. If I had 600
But
million.
that cousin I've met when I was 4
right.
that I don't know,
Right.
like, sorry, man.
I don't agree, like, when Bill Gates and stuff, I don't know if I cut you off. I don't agree if, like, Bill Gates, I think I want to say I know I read this, that he is basically, like, his kids are not getting his mass wealth. They're probably still getting wealth.
I'm sure they're fine.
But I don't really agree with, like, I get, like, you want your kids to make their own path and do, like, make their own money, but why not have them? If you have the money, let them have, you got to teach them, you have to still teach them right and wrong, but you can do that at the same time and letting them.
I think that's when you run into people that fucking die and OD real young. You know?
But you still have to be a parent to them. You still have to, like, obviously not when he's 16. He's waiting until he's 25,
If you teach
30.
them that money's nothing to them, then they are going to have no drive to do anything.
That's not true.
I don't know, man. Not necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily true. But
Because
I think
you could teach people.
I think your opportunity for your kid to become a bum and not ever do anything with themselves other than party and have a good time with the money is a lot higher. If you go, hey, don't worry about it. When I die, you're getting 20 mil, you know, like, or 100 million. Imagine that. You know, Bill Gates would be the richest guy in the world if he didn't donate as much money as he did to charities.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only reason that Jeff Bezos passed him is because Bill Gates is given like, it's in a ridiculous. I'm not even going to try to say I don't even know what the number is, but it's so high that he would be the richest guy in the world again if.
Well, I know him and his wife are super big into like anything to do with like colleges, and
they do a ton of research stuff. They do a lot.
There's the Bill
of
Gates
stuff.
Foundation. Bill and Nancy, whatever. I think Nancy is their name, but the foundation is it's named after the two of them.
Yeah, they travel the world doing stuff. It's crazy.
You know who also did that? Akon. You know Akon?
Really?
He gave power to like
Akon.
a fuck ton of people in Ethiopia.
There's a joint in there. You want to pull that out?
Maybe I will. Too bad Tracy Offutt's got duty today. He couldn't be here.
He couldn't be here.
I love giving him those zingers in the group text.
Ah, man. Why couldn't he be here?
His wife had to
What a
go
scumbag.
somewhere.
Well, I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate him attempting, because you both have family in town. Yeah.
Yeah, so my parents are in town right now.
You both have
what a
family
great time
in
for them
town,
to be
so.
traveling.
Who? Oh, your parents. Yeah. Welcome to sunny Southern California.
It's fun having them here because my dad's retired now. So my dad, he's been in construction for 30-something years. He's a superintendent of a general contracting company.
There you go.
I've always seen him as like he's always got a plan, right? He's the dad. He's like always, and now he's kind of like relaxed to where he's just like, hey man, he's like, I'm happy if we're not even doing anything. He's like, if I'm sitting at home, because I'm like, what do you do during the week? Like, do you ever get bored? He's like, dude, if I'm sitting in the chair like midweek, midday, just watching maybe like The Price is Right or something, nothing going on. He's like, I couldn't be happier. He's
really?
like, I am, because he has grinded so, like he would get off work and he would go to a side job after work, or go to a baseball game or one of our games. So I mean, he's been doing 16-hour days, you know, like for 30 something years. He's been doing that his whole life.
Yeah.
So now he's finally like, I'm not in charge of anything. I'm not like. He paid off the boat, the car, everything's paid off except for the house now. They owe $500 a month in mortgage because it was so cheap when they bought it in Genoa. They bought it for like $80,000. So all he's got left is the mortgage on the house. He's got his retirement, all his He just pulled out $50,000 on one of his investments he had.
What did he do?
He was a carpenter. He worked for a general contracting company though. So like a school, so like a union. Okay. So if a school needed to be built, they went to his company. Their company, they got all the bids from everybody.
Union carpenters or at least in Lafayette, Indiana, I've heard that their retirement's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. So right now, as he's retired, he makes basically the same as he makes basically the same he did as a superintendent. I think he was making $1,500 a week. $1,400 a week, I think was his take home.
Which in Illinois,
after tax, So I think he's making a little over $100,000 a year, right around $100,000 a year. I think is what he makes for no college, and then that's not including bonuses, side jobs. So growing up, we weren't ever hurting. We weren't rich, but we weren't poor.
Typical middle class, blue collar.
We always had what we wanted. He did so many side. We had snowmobiles, 4-wheelers. We were taking trips. We were out, and that's all. Everyone says that, but he's like the hardest working dude I've ever seen. So it's cool to have him here now to see this. He got a little high with us the first couple nights because he was a rebel as a kid, dude. He's telling us all these crazy stories as a kid they used to do. So to see him like that now is so cool to me because it's like he can finally just like chill out. Because once you retire, it's kind of, it sounds weird, but your only job is to stay as healthy as you can until you die. Once you retire, that's why it's probably healthy for people to like pick up hobbies.
You gotta have hobbies. Yeah, you gotta be doing something.
And I'm sure he will. He'll probably pick. So now he's always making chairs and shit for my brother and my sister, because he knows he's a woodworker, so he knows how to make these crazy, complex, beautiful. Mm-hmm. He made her my sister saw this wine chair on Facebook the other day. It's like this real big chair and it has like a wine bottle holder next to it, and it's made out of a big spindle, a wooden spindle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
so it looks like a throne.
Yeah.
So he made one of those real nice for her, and then Eric wanted one, so he made them for Eric, and he's always at my brother's house working on something.
Good with his hands, huh?
He came to my house, and I had my refrigerator door handle switched to the other side so it opens up the right way. I had my dryer door switched the same way so it opens toward the washer. All my doors and the hinges were fixed because they were kind of creaky. The fan was fixed. Everything was fixed within a day and a half of him being here. Because he just loves to do it. He just
and now he's just doing it for fun.
He goes to We went to Home Depot. He spent like $150. He bought it all. He always buys everything when he's here. He just loves being like that.
Tell him he can come over to my place anytime he wants. Come fucking hang out.
He can build. The carpenters to me, that's the one thing I wish I would have, as I was a kid, watching him. Because he would always invite, come to the side or the side job with me. I'll pay you. And as a kid, I'm like, nah, I don't want to go do that shit. That's a pretty big regret, I would say.
I used to go do that stuff with my uncle.
The shit he can build it's so precise. Like being a carpenter's hard because like an eighth of an inch is an eighth, it's like welding. If you're off by an eighth of an inch, you can't stretch metal. It's very hard to like stretch wood as well. It's a very clean finish. Everything he has looks like you bought it in a store. It's just crazy to me how good he is at it.
It's called being a professional.
Literally. He would help him and his buddy build a house from the ground up. Found everything. They'd build a house. And I'm like, imagine being able to have the knowledge of that, to do that.
It's very rewarding too, because you're like, man, I built that. Like, you can look at it and be like, man, you're gonna burn the whole tip of that thing off.
Is it? What is going on here?
What'd you do? Because you're like burning the end rather than lighting it. Yeah. You don't heat it up like a.
I don't know what I was thinking.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, bud.
No, that's cool. They're in town for a while, so luckily for those that don't live in the San Diego area, we have had some shitty weather.
Yeah, during the coronavirus too, they came out.
It has been, coronavirus is in San Diego. Well, there's only one person in San Diego with it, I think.
It's been pretty gnarly, the weather though. Like it's been super rain, and they got here and it was beautiful when they got here, and now I looked at the weather the other day and it was rain for like 10 days straight.
Yeah.
And I want to go ride. I just got the bike back being fixed, so that's cool. And he's just gonna rent one down at like the Harley dealership or something. But it's shitty weather all day.
Yeah.
I just picked up the bike this morning, right before I came here.
How'd it sound?
Pretty mean, dude. It sounds tight. It sounds very just tight and very like, sometimes you can hear a motor that's kind of beat and a little worn.
Yeah.
Like you rev it up and it kind of lags. This thing sounds very like crisp. So I'm excited to go just beat the shit out of it. I don't know what the break-in time is.
I was going to say, do you got to put in like a certain amount of break-in miles?
Usually you do if you do pistons and rings. but I didn't do the pistons rings are already used, so they're already the same ones. It's just the cylinders that are new. But it is almost like I might want to take it because they're all nickel plated. The inside of the cylinders are, so they're very tough. But I bet that there is still a break-in period. Usually it's like 30, 40 miles, and you don't ride it hard, or 100 miles.
Dang, I was gonna say 500.
For like a car, it would be. They're just so much bigger than
that's what I'm used to, like a car. So yeah, like 500 before you got on it.
And that from like the factory, if you buy the bike factory, usually I think it is 500 miles or 250 or something like that. But I don't like
just to get everything flowing.
I'm not a fan of waiting on stuff.
I would say at least to 100. That's easy though. You do 100 miles right up to San Clemente and back.
Yeah.
You know, that's not 100, but that's got to be close.
I think the fastest we ever made it from Oceanside to my house, it's like a 45-minute drive. I think we made it in like 28 minutes or 26 minutes. From your house specifically to my house.
Oh, really?
On the bike. It was like 28 minutes or something like that.
That is fast.
We were fucking booking it, dude.
That's sketchy.
We were hauling ass.
Do you know like all the bumps in between here in Oceanside?
You know the big specific one, right? Where the 805 and the 5 come together? That giant dip in the Jeep where it's just like... Poof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I grab the handle with both wheels in the Jeep if I'm doing 80. The Jeep Wrangler is not... Both wheels. It's like wobbling. Or both hands on the wheel, excuse me.
Yeah. So I'm excited to take them out to like Julian area.
I've never been.
It's supposed to snow in Julian in like 2 days.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
When are you going?
Well, it depends. It says it's supposed to be nice this weekend, so maybe go right out there this weekend.
I have the kids this weekend. I'll roll up there with you if you guys go.
Yeah.
I'll just take the Jeep up there.
Yeah. I want to go back. That would be cool, actually. We could jump in the Jeep and go back. And like,
I was going to say, if it's snowing, let me know. We'll get fucking chains because they'll make you have chains up on the mountain. So I'll get chains and we can park your car and then...
Oh, no, they brought their Yukon out here too. We could take that.
Is it like 4-wheel drive?
7-seater, yeah.
Yeah, Yukon's 4-wheel drive, right?
Dude, it's got air-conditioned seats in it.
Oh, really?
Oh my God,
Did those actually work?
Yeah. So
I've seen those advertised. I'm like, oh.
So what it is it's like a picture, like a mesh coating on the outside of the center part of the seat and your whole bottom seat. It's like a mesh top with a bunch of little holes in it.
Yeah.
So there's probably
just
air conditioning units running through it but it's actual air conditioning air, like the chilled cold air. So it feels
Is it really weird the first time you do it?
Yeah, it feels really good. It just chills out the seat. So like in a hot summer day, that would be perfect. Because my car's leather, and in the summer it sucks ass.
Oh, I bet.
I don't have cooled seats.
My Jeep's all black, so
you should tint those windows. I saw a Jeep the other day, yours exactly, with tinted windows, and it looked mean.
The back's tinted, obviously. The front, I need to get tinted. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go super dark in the front. I don't like how
it sucks riding at night like that.
I would say I don't like how everybody I know, it looks good, but they're all like, dude, I'm scared at night when I'm taking a turn. I'm like,
I got 5% in the front.
That's too much. I'm surprised you don't get pulled over for that.
Don't jinx me, bud.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, that would be a rough day. I wouldn't like that.
Cameron's been pulled over a couple times.
Has he?
For his tent.
Cameron's gangster.
Because he has that limo tent too.
Cameron is gangster. That is why. Jay Kramer Media.
Here you go.
I saw you put that picture up of me. I was looking at it. I think Gordon commented something on it. I want to look at it.
Did he?
What Gordon?
Old Gordo?
What did old Gordo have to say? Gordo said, tomorrow said taco rice. What is that all about?
Taco rice, man. Everyone talks about it. I feel like... Has Hamilton said anything about taco rice?
No, but O'Brien and I were telling him, like, that's the first place. So taco rice it's obviously, it's just taco meat. But there's just something about that meat, you know, like it's probably cat or something weird, but we just don't know that it's really good. It's really greasy is what it is. It's like nice and like when you're drunk, it's perfect.
Is it good sober food too, though?
Yeah, because the next day you can eat it cold and it's delicious. So it's a layer of beef, like ground beef, and then a pretty thick layer of a nice bed of mulch, if you will, of white rice, sticky. And then...
Of course.
Or no, maybe it's rice, beef, and whatever. And then it's cheese, but it's this really thick cut cheddar cheese sliced or shredded.
Yeah.
But the shreds are really thick.
Yeah.
And then they put like that Valencia sauce on it.
That red white sauce?
No, like that red. It's like Tapatio, but not as hot, more like sweet.
Oh, okay.
It's real thick, right? It looks like really runny ketchup, kind of.
Yeah.
That is the most delicious shit you'll ever eat drunk. It is. And it comes in this nice
bold
little
statement.
tin. If I could eat, I'm very confident with saying that's my number one. If I could eat that anytime I was drunk, I'd eat that.
There's a ton of people out there who would probably agree with you. Because that's all fucking dudes that from Okinawa talk about.
But I'm telling you, it's not like
fucking taco rice.
I've never had meat like that. So I'm guessing it's in all honesty, I don't know what meat it is, but it's.
Is there only one place that makes it?
No, there's a bunch of places that make it, but there's a couple specific places in Kintown that everybody knows about.
What's the place? What's the one place you get?
The White Kitchen, if I remember correctly, is
that what it was called?
Fucking delicious. They
White
always have.
Kitchen?
I've seen there's a meme about the old guy that everybody knows in Okinawa. I think you posted it not long ago in your story. It was like everyone knows this. If you've been to Okinawa, everybody knows this guy, and it's like an old-ass Asian dude in like a kitchen. It's from the White Kitchen. That's where everybody used to get it at. I've seen cockroaches the size of like half of my fist crawl up the back of that wall while these are all in there making food, and I'm like, whatever, dude.
Oh, really?
Because Kintown's so filthy.
That's how you get fucking coronavirus.
Kintown is so filthy, but
really.
Kintown is like at night it just looks like everything's covered in piss, and it's just got that piss kind of smell where you're like, ugh. But
is that where all the bars are at though?
So this town is meant for Marines, man. It's just got tattoo shops, strip clubs, massage parlors, and bars. Like that's literally it. And it's like this town the size of I don't know, dude, like half of 41 area, a quarter of 41 area, not even like Anglico's area, basically.
Yeah.
Just side streets and shit of just nothing but bars, loaded with bars everywhere. And all the bars are cool because there's like a specific bar just for rock bands. Like it's a grunge rock band bar. There was like East Coast, which was kind of cool for everybody. There was like the gangster rap bar, like the hoodlums would hang out at. Is a rodeo bar, which had like a bowl in it, a mechanical bowl. All the country dudes would hang out in that bar.
Do they have American like places there, or is there like an American Village somewhere else?
There's a place called American Village.
Okay.
You take the bus to go to it. It had like a Ferris wheel and all these shops and shit, which was pretty cool. But you have to get on the green line to get there. Nobody wanted to ride the loser cruiser, so.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. I mean, if you were there.
The Devil Dog Express?
I mean, we were just so fucking drunk all the time. I told you, I'd say no shit. Probably 4 days a week we were blacking out or browning out. Like of just getting, because it was always dudes. You never were out looking for girls. You were just, it's just you and your buddies. It's the second you got off work was just trying to see how fast you can get drunk. And we would just get fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned my partying from. So I turned 21 when I moved there.
Oh, really?
So I was only 21. So I'd never really experienced the bar scene.
I thought they let you drink underage there.
They probably do. I turned 21 in boot camp.
Oh.
So I should say I had never been in part of the bar scene before, really, because I turned 21 in the Marine Corps. And then I went to Okinawa, and I went to 29 Palms. I didn't drink there.
What a shitty way to turn 21.
Right? So Okinawa taught me what partying was. I knew what partying was because I partied a lot before I joined too, but never like in the bars. And I didn't have any bills. I had a phone bill. It was $90 a month, and that was it. And we were making cola. So I was making good money, and then I was on the Mew. So we were gone half time in other countries. Yeah. So here I am in Hong Kong on Halloween, like dropping $6,000 in 2 days in Hong Kong on just straight partying. I didn't buy I bought a suit and I lost 3/4 of it. I spent $1,000 on a suit and I lost it.
What?
No, I'm not even kidding.
You got ripped off.
Yeah, probably. I think my tie.
You could have got a couple suits.
My tie that I had on that night was like $100-something. I got it from this place that was like, it was like this Egyptian silk cotton thing. We were at these like super expensive, because I had a fuck ton of money to blow, and in my mind back then I'm like, well, let's fucking see how hard we can party.
Yeah.
And then that's what I came to California with, that same mentality.
Hong Kong's great,
and it just hasn't left me. So then and now that I'm like, well, man, I'm not really making as much as I used to. I
used to party back in the day, man, before I joined. So that time period when I was trying to get in, I had nothing to do. I lived next to Purdue University. For a little while, I lived in an apartment like basically right next to the campus. So I did all my partying then, and then joined the Marine Corps and got married and had a kid like almost immediately.
Yeah, so you got a kid.
Like a good boot does. I started drinking way less while I was in the Marines.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I like became an adult. I was like, fuck, and I was 22.
It's crazy to me that the punishment is so hard on Marines for anything alcohol related. Because at the ball, it's like...
It's everybody. Like, and I'm talking Okinawa-wise. They fuck everybody. If like someone from the Navy fucks up, they screw everybody on.
Yeah, I'm
island,
not saying
right?
Okinawa. I'm just talking about the Marine Corps in general, right? So like,
the mass punishment.
Anything with alcohol related, is if or like if we go places they won't let us drink, or if we're even like fighting and stuff like that. I don't think you should get that punished for fighting when you're in the Marine Corps. I really don't.
Nah, I mean, I would say it would depend on why.
Yeah, of course. And so like, say we're out of the bar and somebody talks shit and we get into a fight and I beat this kid's ass. 9 times out of 10, I'm getting NJP no matter what happened.
Yeah.
I think that's absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
I think anything where we're out and we're drinking and they're like, you guys are just all getting hammered. That's who we are.
I feel like almost anytime there's an officer or like a first sergeant or higher, first sergeant or sergeant major around, you're automatically going to get NJP'd.
Yeah.
If there's a fight. If there's like a staff sergeant and there's a fight, he could be like, dude, what the fuck? You know, like one of those like, all right.
We get it.
You guys are done, you know, kind of deals. But I can't imagine a lieutenant. Maybe some captains would be cool with fighting. I don't know. You would think they want you to take it out on each other and McMap. But then
dumb.
But then the command gets pissed when people get hurt fucking doing McMap.
I don't understand it. I don't know.
I do not know either.
You know what I was thinking the other day is, so yesterday we woke up, went and had some bomb ass breakfast.
Where at?
Or no, yesterday was that yesterday?
Where's your go-to place in San Diego for breakfast?
Oh, dude, there's a couple. Like Spill the Beans, and we went to that bagel place. I really enjoy that place. Crushed and PB is probably my favorite, I would say.
Have we been there? Have I been there?
Yeah, I think so. They do like the flights of mimosas.
Huh.
So yesterday, man, did Tracy make breakfast maybe yesterday? Now I feel dumb because now I don't remember. I'm pretty baked. Shit. Oh, so yeah, we did that, and then we ate food in the morning. Either way, it was good. I don't remember if it was at my house or not, but it was good. And then we went to Oceanside, and we ate at LTH. We had some drinks at LTH. Tracy went up to San Clemente. Tracy got tattoos. We were up there.
What'd she get? I messaged you and you never responded.
I forgot.
Damn.
She got like a little rose behind her ear, like just not a rose, a little flower, like a single needle flower. And then she got some flower shit on her wrist onto her forearm.
Was that her first tattoo?
Oh no, she has a bunch of them. She gets one every year from Case when she comes out here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And San Clemente was like beautiful that day. It was like perfect. And then we went down. Oh, then we had Harney sushi, which is like my favorite. And then we went and saw the sunset in Oceanside yesterday, which was really good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really good.
It's always good. Not always.
Well, like lately it's been real shitty because
the weather.
Shitty. Yeah,
it's fucking weather.
So I'm like, dude, this was like a super good day. Like, this was a great day. It was in Southern California. Like, had a perfect day, a bunch of good ass food, hanging out with my parents, and I'm like, what a time to be alive. Like, imagine being born 100 years ago.
We are living in the best time you could have ever lived as a human being.
And people are like, well, you just say that because it's your time. You don't know any better. But I'm like, no, because we've seen the past. We've done the whole no cell phone thing. We played outside, and then we got to watch the evolution of technology. So we got to be a part of technology going from zero, like nothing, to where it is now. Nobody else can say that I think. I mean, yeah, you can, but the internet, cell phones, the real major changes in technology, we've got to be a part of like the birth of them and all the way up into what we are now. And now we just get to ride it out to where it'll be the best that we've ever seen, and then we die, and then
hopefully we're the first generation that doesn't die.
That'd be crazy. I think the next generation will be, or 2 generations from now.
We're all gonna get programmed. We're gonna be part of the fucking.
I don't think we'll make it to that. I think we'll see
Matrix.
maybe the baby steps of that, but I don't think that we'll be part.
We're gonna be in like the Atari version of that.
So that's what people were saying about VR. They're like, we're basically in like the Atari version of VR. So Justin's kid Kayla has a VR, and I got to try it like 2 weeks ago, and it was probably, dude. I mean, that's one of the most gnarly experiences I've had with technology.
You think so?
Yeah, nothing's really much crazier than that.
Were you playing the games on there, or
so my first experience when I saw Kale with the VR, I'm thinking, okay, that's probably where you're like you put your phone in like a little mount, and like you're watching videos with your phone that are, you know, on Facebook you can see the 360 videos.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's something like that. So I had very low expectations. I knew nothing about it. So I'm like, all right, dude, let me see this thing, and I popped that thing on, and you turned on the. First thing happens is you turn it on, and on the outside of the VR, there's cameras that you can't really see. So the VR can actually see what your eyes would really see. So it all of a sudden goes to that, but it's a real grainy version of it. So it looks real trippy. It's like you're using technology that is showing you what you're actually seeing, but as if your eyes only see what it looks like in a video game. You know what I'm saying? So if you hold the remote controls, you use it, and you lift your hands up, you can see your hands in the screen, but you're wearing like metal. It looks like you're wearing like a knight's armor. So you're like, whoa, shit, my hands. Like when you move your fingers, it's kind of like they move, and you tilt your hands to look at your back of your hands in real life, and the back of your hands in the video turns. So it looks like you're actually wearing this stuff.
Once you get used to the buttons, once you get used to hitting the buttons, and then you understand, your eyes get adjusted to what it's seeing in the video. Like when I hit this button with this finger, like my finger moves in the thing. You forget that you're not actually moving. It's
because your brain like comprehends it.
Yeah, and then you forget you're holding a controller and not moving your hand.
So basically, what it
It's
is your eyes are tricking your brain into thinking what you're seeing is real. So then your brain is letting off the sensors of what it would do when it is real for like touch, and like when you push the buttons and it almost feels like you're pushing the buttons. It's because your brain is tricking your eyes are tricking your brain into actually thinking you're doing it. So then I'm like standing in Justin's living room, and you turn to the right, and there's like this big, imagine like a big tornado, but a perfect cylinder just spinning with grid lines on it in the center of the room. And I look at it, and it looks like it's really in the center of the room. So I walk over to it, and I poke my head in this little cylinder, and all of a sudden I'm in a completely different room. It's like as I go through it, and you look around, and now I'm in this giant library, like on a mountaintop and like a dome of windows. So I look right out the other window into somebody else's dome way on another mountain cliff, and it looks so trippy.
Yeah.
And I look over, and there's like a fireplace roaring with a fire, and I'm in like a big room. You can tell it's a video game, but things at a distance, you're almost like...
It's so clear at depth, you're like, what?
In depth, I'm almost like, holy shit, you think you're in a big room. So I like walk in this room, and I start playing the video games where I'm fishing. So I was fishing at my house.
Oh, so I tried that before.
It's comfortable because I'm like sitting on a couch, and like the fishing pole, you're holding the fishing pole, and it looks like you're in like Fiji. Beautiful like mountains and trees. And
fishing was cool.
You push the button and let go, and you can cast it, and then you use your other hand in a reeling motion.
Pull the mic away.
So it feels like you're reeling, you're reeling it in. And I just sat and fished on my couch for like, I don't know, 45 minutes maybe.
It's fun too.
And it's funny because my
the
parents
fish
were
is
in the room.
fighting and stuff.
I had my Bose Quiet Pro headphones on, so it sounds like you're fishing.
You're fully
and
immersed.
I completely forgot that I'm in a room with like my parents and stuff. Like everybody's in a room watching me do this. So I'm like making noises.
Did you figure out how to
stream
stream it on your TV so they can see what you're seeing?
No.
It sucks when you're with other people because they really need to have one. Because if they don't have one,
they don't know what you're doing.
You're just doing your own thing.
Yeah.
You can't see them. They can't see you.
So we did that, and then
see what you're doing.
What else? Oh, then I jumped on these VRs from YouTube of like a guy skydiving with the wingsuit, and it looks like you're skydiving with the wingsuit, and you could tell again it's fake, but
the clarity's not there.
Right, but the like I don't know. And maybe it was because I was high as well the first time I used it, but it made it look so realistic. And like again, this is like imagine you getting a VR at my parents. So imagine my parents getting a VR at some point in their life, right? And I get a VR. I bet at some point in life there's going to be jobs in the VR world.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that there will be
100%. You guys are going to be I know what you're saying. Inside the actual VR world.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, I bet at some point in life, I'm going to be able to get in my VR. My mom will be able to get in her VR, and I'll be like, hey, meet me at my house. And she's going to be able to go to my house that I built in VR, and that we're going to be able to hang out,
watch TV or something.
Watch TV, do whatever. And then I bet at some point,
you're paying for cable inside your VR.
No shit. I bet at some point in life, there's going to be... VR is going to get so realistic to where you're going to have your VR life and you're going to have your regular life.
We're already in it, probably.
And maybe you're going to maybe you'll go do a job in the VR world where you get paid VR cash, and then there's a whole different world, like a parallel universe, basically, of VR world and our world. That's what I think will happen.
Well, they're already, major companies are already advertising in the VR worlds. So when there's games, when you're going down the street, there'll be like a billboard you go by that has like a Coca-Cola fucking logo on it and stuff like that. Like they're already using it to advertise, but there's not people working in it, but and you can go in the game and kids, that's what, like my kid, they want money. Like he wants money to buy these virtual coins to buy the shit. for their characters. And that's what, like playing Fortnite and stuff like that, when you're switching characters. It's the exact same thing. They just want to go in and they will spend money on real money, but on fake Nike shoes in a VR environment.
Yeah, that's the shit that I'm talking about.
They're already doing it. That's already happening.
Because you're going to be able to recreate yourself into whatever you want it to be, right? So it's almost like catfishing.
Yeah.
So
fucking
I think that at some point we're not even going to really live this sort of a world. It's going to be a more virtual reality based world to where your house and all this shit. I don't know if this will really happen. This is kind of extreme, but sitting in your bubble.
This is weed talk right now.
Like sitting in your bubble, like as in like you're like a blob almost. You're not even. You don't care about your physical future.
There's a movie.
Everything's going to be in VR.
I can't remember the name of it, but there's like a movie where that's what it is. Oh, but the people. It's not VR though. The people are running robots.
Right, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can buy a robot that looks like whatever.
Yeah,
and it's.
So I imagine what made me think about this is because I haven't heard. This is kind of my own thought. I haven't heard anybody talk about VR people having jobs. So I'm like, oh shit, I really believe in this. And then I'm like, the way I thought of it was like personal trainers. I'm like, wouldn't it be crazy if a personal trainer could jump in your VR, but it would be backwards and he would control your body through your VR instead of your body controlling the VR? I'm like, what if it got to a point where a guy can put on a VR and control my body and work out for me, and that's how you can pay personal trainers a little. And then I'm like, in the VR world, I wonder if personal trainers will ever be a thing in the VR world where they're being a personal trainer for someone through VR.
I bet they're already doing it.
So imagine all this shit right now that we have. Like, imagine 100 years ago, people never knew of the jobs we have now.
That's the thing with like, what is it, the Peloton bikes or whatever?
Yeah.
Where you pay like it's like $100 a month or some shit. It's a monthly payment.
Yeah.
So that you can sit there and do group spin classes, but in your living room.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guarantee that people are already. You can't. The headset is too bulky right now to wear while working out. Does your neck get tired?
Yeah, the controllers are as well. I think that they'll probably migrate to something where it's on your fingers,
Your fingers.
Or
it's like a glove.
Yeah, but I think of that and I'm like, dude, I bet that it's just going to be completely. Think of 100 years ago. Man. If you were like 100 years ago talking about an IT tech.
100 years ago, people in America, and I know there still are, but people in America in mass were fucking like, what are we going to eat?
Yeah.
Like, we need to find food.
Yes.
We were smaller human beings. Like,
so think about talking to someone 100 years ago, like I said, about like IT work. Hey, I'm an IT guy. They don't even know what the fuck that is.
They'd be like, the big thing then would be the first telephones would be coming out 100 years ago.
Yeah, so they don't even know. So that's how I think of it now. And 100 years from now, there's probably going to be some crazy weird job that I'm like, I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah,
maybe obviously not that big of an extreme because I think we made a bigger jump.
I know what you're saying. People keep saying that. Well, when this technology comes out, it's going to ruin these jobs, and like this whole field is no longer going to have a job. But it keeps proving over and over again these new technologies from laying phone line cables, like doing stuff like that. Electricity, when electricity became like a thing, it creates jobs because then you have specialists doing it. Look at how many guys got out of the military and work in windmills.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mackenzie does.
That's like a job being created because of that new kind of technology, that wind technology.
I get deep on Rogan whenever he has anybody to do with like technology or like Elon Musk kind of characters.
Dude, the Elon Musk one.
I think that I just think, dude, those are and there are such a large people.
Weird.
I think that there's a huge group of people in this world that they think that this is like silly talk. Like, there's no way. Like the simulation, right? The whole simulation theory.
That this could be a simulation,
right? People, and not for saying that that's super realistic, but there are people in this world that are like, God is real. That is it. We will always maintain the same. There aren't people who really think into the future that are like, dude, it's not going to be like this. Technology is going to take over everything. I think it's going to be like they say. They're talking about human being, like evolution. Technology is the next step in evolution.
Yeah.
So they're saying technology. This is supposed to happen for human beings. Like evolution, we're gonna combine together at some point, and then we're gonna mold together.
We're the caterpillar making the butterfly.
Right, and that's what people don't believe that. Like if I was to tell my parents that right now, they'd probably be like, "Yeah, you're crazy." Well, because they don't know the technology. They don't really.
With older people, part of it's probably they don't understand the technology, and two, they probably don't think they're going to be around to see it.
That's scary. That's a big fear of mine, is getting to a point where I don't understand the technology.
That's why I'm all about. I've downloaded a couple new apps this week, just messing with stuff.
I've caught myself a couple times where I'm like, dude, I don't know how to what the fuck is this? And I'm like, shit.
I've been looking at different Google extensions for Google Chrome.
So
and
Google
stuff
is
like
one of the
that.
big things where I'm like, I don't know a lot of things about like Google Drive. I don't know a lot of things about big things that people use. I'm like, God, I got to start using these
Google
because
Docs.
I don't know about any of that.
I don't use Word almost ever. I almost always use Google Docs now.
See, I don't use that.
Because Google Docs, I can sit there and type on it from any computer. And if it's a project that I need you to look at, I can send it to you and you can jump on and edit at the same time I am. Like I can see your cursor and I can watch you make edits. Yeah, I can sit there and watch it happen.
You do that?
Yeah, that's what we do in school.
See that? I don't know that, man.
This is what all the kids are learning now.
Fuck, kids.
That's why Kale already has a Google account at his middle school.
I can't have kids. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't have kids showing me. I can't have kids knowing more technology than me. Then I don't feel like a child.
It just means taking a computer and fucking around with the stuff. Like,
what
is this app? I'm gonna open it up and see what it is.
That's what old people do.
Open up Google Docs. Yeah, man. That's the military. That would save so much time. Because you know how it's like, hey, we got to make this fucking briefing.
Yeah.
Everyone get your slides in by 1200.
Yeah.
You can literally edit it all together in Google Slides. It's just like PowerPoint.
Yeah, but they would never do that.
But you can, I know they wouldn't do it because of the network.
Yeah.
Because of the network issues. Because it'd be, I don't even think you can get in. But right before I got out, they stopped letting you get into Google accounts at all on Nipper computers.
Really?
Like I couldn't sign into my email or anything.
You know what? I always had that problem going to gmail.com. You always have to do it like 3 different ways to get it to go to the website.
But now they like completely removed it. I think it was because, well, I don't know 100% sure. I think it was because Google said they weren't going to work with the government for their like defense stuff.
Who owns Google? Do you know the names?
Well, it's a publicly traded company now. So it'd be who's the CEO? I don't know his name.
Wait,
I think it's
mean?
I think he's an Indian dude.
Put it that in like smart term. What do you mean publicly?
Well, it's so you can buy stocks and stuff.
But
so
doesn't that mean
so you can everybody that owns a stock owns it. So there's a lot of people.
How does it go from a person owning it to that? Two people created it, I think is what happened.
Yeah.
But then how do they go from these two guys own this and then they get all the money for it, right? But then what does it mean when
they get an offer? They get an offer to go public. So they can talk to financial analysts. So when your company's getting big and you're like, man, like I need cash inflow to move to the next level to do whatever this project is or whatever. I just need more cash inflow. Or your company's just you made it so valuable that it would make a ton of money if you go public. Then you create it's called an IPO, an initial public offering. And then you open up on the stock market. It comes out on the stock market, and then
people can buy stocks.
People can buy stocks in it. So, like when Facebook had an IPO like 5 years ago, they only went public like 5 years ago. I bought stock in them, right after it came out.
Wait, so does Mark Zuckerberg own it still then?
No.
So if he couldn't do anything.
No, he has to. He might be the majority shareholder though.
But that means he owns most.
If you're the majority shareholder, then you can. That's why the people that create a company try to maintain a majority shareholder, and then they try to keep it where if it goes beyond 50%, where it would be very difficult for the other parties to vote against them. You know what I'm saying?
So when they put it open, right, for everybody to get stocks in it, do they get the first shot of how many they want to buy and what the price is at?
Well, they're releasing a certain amount. So they'll be like, we're releasing this many stocks.
Who says that?
The company.
Okay.
That way, and then financial companies all guess at what the price should be, the opening price. So then they set the price. Hey, it's going to open at $15 or whatever. And when it opens, people start buying at a certain price, but then when it opens, then reality happens and your company either goes up or down.
Oh.
Yeah. So when the stock market opens, everyone that put in that money for that IPO, because the thought process is a company like Facebook going public, they're going to make money. It's just, it's going to go up. So you as a regular dude can't just go buy stocks in an IPO. You have to wait to buy it the first day of trading.
So there's people like bigwigs, right? They could buy it before.
You have to be a trader. I think you have to be like with a trading company or there's like a certain there's like you have to have a certain amount of money to trade, and I think you have to buy a certain amount. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but there's like regulation to who can actually purchase into the IPO before it's opening. So when you buy it,
right.
So when you buy it, you're like, I'm buying it for $15, and then when it opens on the market, you as the individual can go on like TD Ameritrade or Robinhood or whatever you use and buy your shares. But at that point, it's active, so it's either going up or down.
So basically, so say the two Google guys, right? They put it open. They have a good chance of getting like the most stocks, right? To maintain the shareholder.
Yeah. So if it's like two people, that's when you would want like, I don't know how they would do it, man. Maybe like 30%, and then we sell 30%. Something like that.
And then the more stocks, can they change the amount of stocks they have as they go? Or does it stay that same number of stocks they started with?
Sometimes you'll have companies, what they'll do is like if a stock becomes really expensive, like Apple was up. Apple, I think Google did it as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know Apple was like $860, $900. I think it was getting almost to $1,000 a share. Excuse me. And they split. So they make an announcement. They'll be like, hey, on this date, you're getting a 7-for-1 split. So that means for every stock I own right now, on this date, now I own 7. But the price is also split.
Yeah.
And all that does is it opens up more. It makes it easier for people to purchase, stuff like
crazy.
that.
So then what if that, now say I have 100 stocks, right, or whatever, and I want to pull them out. You pull out that amount of money, and then you no longer own that stock, and then do they lose that? Where does that money come from?
It comes from the company.
So like directly, the company takes that hit, right? When you pull out, that company takes the hit.
So hold on. Are you talking about when you sell the stock?
Yeah.
The money comes from whoever you're selling it to. It could be the company. It could be another trader.
Somebody wants to buy.
You don't know. I mean, you don't
know if someone wants to buy your stock.
What do you mean?
So like if I want to buy 100 stocks of Facebook, where do those stocks come from? The whole whatever.
You go on like a trading platform like TD. Like I use TD Ameritrade.
So now I bought the stocks. Where does that money go? To that company?
And anyone listening, this is not financial advice for me.
Yeah,
the legalities here. I don't know what the legalities are. I started trading with my buddy Lopez while we were in Afghanistan. Him and I worked in the 3rd Battalion 6th Marines Command Center, and I had got my bonus money from re-enlisting, and it was just sitting in a money market account, which only makes it like a little bit more than a savings account. I don't even know if it keeps up with inflation. And one of my captains asked me what I was invested in, and I told him, and he's like, dude, you need to do something other than a money market account. And then we kind of talked, and then I talked to my other buddy, and he's like, yeah, man, I use TD Ameritrade. Yeah, I just bought this stock, and he was telling me about Bank of America. All right, so this is 2011. I bought Bank of America at $5.84, I think is what I bought it at, and I sold it at like $10 and some change. So for every stock, I made $4 and something, and I had like over 100, I think, and that was like one of my first trades. I was like, oh shit, but I had to keep that stock for a little while for it to mature. But
so when a stock goes bad, that goes down, that company's just losing all that money. The stock's just getting cheaper to buy, and you're making less money.
So
I understand when a stock market
the
goes
value,
down,
the total value, the total value of the company goes down. You want to start with a small
number and sell with a big number. So you want to start with you're buying it for cheap and you're selling it for a bunch of money.
Yeah, normally you're buying a stock is. And the act of buying a stock is you putting your faith that a company is going to do better than what it's doing right now. You're saying, you know what, I believe in this product, and I think you're going to do more, so here's my money, and I'm in. Some people are in with one stock, and some people are in with 10,000 stocks.
Isn't that what Elon Musk did kind of with the truck, the Cybertruck? You put $100 into it. And you could basically...
Everybody, he raised an insane amount of capital by doing that, by going, hey, put down $100 and it's guaranteed return, $100 return if you want it. And then like all the way up into the time of delivery of the truck, you could call him like the day before and be like, you know what, I don't want it, and get the $100 back. So yeah, and there was no he just got all that cash influx to work to put towards whatever.
That guy's nuts, man.
It's
people like him that we need, though, right? We only need a couple of them because those guys are just. Imagine if everybody was as smart as Elon Musk. But it's crazy.
You know, he's not smart about everything, though, I don't think.
I think his brain is just... I think that, like, his brain, like Neil Tyson deGrasse, or
Like-
Neil deGrasse Tyson, their brains just aren't... They don't function the same as ours.
At least he talks like, whatever his name is, the physicist, or the...
Neil?
Neil. Yeah, let's call him Neil. Neil, is it deGrasse? I don't know.
It's Neil Tyson deGrasse, but I don't know if it's Neil
Tyson deGrasse?
deGrasse Tyson. I can't remember which way it goes.
Yeah, Neil.
He does the Cosmos shows.
Yeah. At least he can seem like he can carry on a normal conversation and be like a normal person. Like he seems like a, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Like if I went up to you, he'd be like, what up, dude? He'd be like, what's up, bro?
Elon is not. I'm not saying
Elon, you'd be like, what's up, man? He'd be like, good
he's
afternoon.
just a fucking robot, dude.
Hello. You know?
He's crazy.
What have you built today?
And the amount of shit he does. He's got SpaceX going, Tesla. What else does he do?
I got to get in on that. Probably meth
Probably.
to keep it going.
Maybe.
Dude,
I love that
you
Joe
got to
Rogan
do
with
something
him.
to fucking... I haven't watched it since it first came out.
At what point do you go from, you know what? I'm going to try methamphetamine today.
Where you're like, you know what? I know.
I
I've
said I
seen the
wouldn't.
before and after photos.
Carl, I know I said I wouldn't.
I know I got good teeth.
I just want to try it.
What's the odds I'll get addicted?
I don't think I would get it. I think I could do it and not get addicted.
I think
I'd probably get it.
as a kid, the drug classes I got as a kid made me think that like one hit of anything could instantly kill me.
As a kid, I thought, I think I saw a meme on it that was like,
oh, fuck.
I saw, as a kid, I thought way more strangers were going to offer me drugs. Like, how often has any sketchy guy come up to you and said, you want to do some drugs?
I see a lot of weird looking vans riding around, but not one of them has offered candy or drugs.
And that's, I think it was, even, what was Dare?
I only do weed, though.
What
I'm
was
only a
Dare?
pothead.
I only smoke weed. Well, I mean,
Well, I just want the people to realize when I say,
I do shrooms every once in a while, or that's about it.
yeah,
Natural stuff.
keep
I
it
don't wanna
natural.
die.
El natural.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand when people are like, you know, I want to do methamphetamine today. I'm sure that's not how it happens. I know a lot of times people say that
I don't know, man.
the high from cocaine and the high from methamphetamine is like 10 times harder and it lasts for way longer. So people get broke from doing cocaine and then they will say, okay, I'll try meth because it's cheaper and it lasts way longer. And then that's how they get caught up in it. For some people.
Maybe, man. I don't know. I've never done coke.
I don't know.
I've never done coke. I've never done meth, and I'm okay with that.
I
know. I mean, being from the Midwest, I definitely know people that have been on the meth train.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially being out here. Look at how many of them.
A lot of my buddies back in the day, you know, that I used to hang out with, we all used to be potheads, and then that was always good enough for me, you know? Yeah, you see those fucking pictures of people, and you see, like, celebrities dying and shit.
Faces
it's like,
of
you know
meth.
what? Like, yeah, like, that shit's not worth it, man.
I saw our boy Post Malone was crawling around on stage the other day.
That dude is always doing something
He like
wild.
went down and he like was slurring his words kind of when he was singing, and he was like crawling on the stage like he couldn't stand up. So everybody was like, "Oh fuck!" Like,
oh no
he's
way,
fucked up on drugs.
you mean he like went down?
Yeah, and he like couldn't stand up. He's like trying to get himself up, and he like kept collapsing, and he was like kind of weird when he was singing. But I think he came out and said he wasn't like he's fine. He's not like. But I'm like, dude,
does he do drugs?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, is that like a known? Is
Yeah.
that like a known?
Yeah, a lot of his songs are about it. Not a lot of them. Some of his songs are about it.
Dude, my hip hop knowledge is from back in the day. Bone Thugs,
80s.
You know, yeah. I'm listening to fucking old shit.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, man. You got Warren G, fucking Summertime in the LBC.
I like Nate Dogg and Warren G. I like the both of them actually. Regulate, that song is real
Regulators,
good.
yeah.
Have you seen the music video to it?
A long time ago.
Dude, the music video is sick.
Back when MTV played music videos.
I'm gonna listen to that song today.
That's a good song.
Yeah. Right, mount up. I can sing that whole song.
What are your top 3 songs right now that people should be listening to?
Roddy Ricch. I'm big on Roddy Ricch right now. So like Down Below by Roddy Ricch. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I don't even know.
Down
Is that
Below
country?
No, he's like a rapper. He's really
You were
good,
listening to
though.
country the other day, so I was like,
I listen
maybe
to
he's listening to
everything.
country now.
Roddy Ricch, Down Below, The Box by Roddy Ricch, and High Fashion. Those 3 songs are top $10.
What
for
3
me.
artists?
Oh man, I'm a pretty big Luke Bryan fan. I've always been a big Luke. So for country, pretty big. I like Florida Georgia Line. Everybody hates them because they say they're like not country. You know,
They're like pop country.
all my friends from back home, they don't like them because like my niece always says that.
They're not country. Country.
But you turn on
Spit
some
and
of their
dip off.
songs, dude, you're dancing. Like it's good. So that's my country go-to. My rock go-to is I've been listening to some Kid Rock lately again. My dad and I have been. So my dad and I
Holy
we used
shit.
to listen to that shit all the time. We were young, like Collective Soul, Candlebox, Kid Rock,
Fuck.
like Led Zeppelin.
I used to listen to Kid Rock back in the day.
He's good. I don't know how people don't think he's good.
He's got a couple good songs, man.
No, dude, we listened to his whole album the other day, and I'm like, these are good songs.
I don't know.
Like lyrically, he's really good. He's got a good beat to him. Have you heard the song with like him and Sheryl Crow?
Yeah, he's
got a really good voice.
He's a crazy musician. He's like a prodigy.
I think he's
Like
good.
if you watch I saw a documentary about him way back in the day, and he's like a legitimate, like he knows how to play all the instruments in the band.
Yeah.
Like he knows like all this
Dude,
stuff.
he's good,
He
man.
knows how to do all the keyboards and stuff and do the rapping and everything else.
Turntables?
Like turntables.
He's good. I like Kid Rock. I like Slipknot. I'm real big into. I enjoy
No.
Slipknot.
No.
Really?
No.
You know who else
I never
like?
got into them just because of their shitty branding. I looked at it like, who are these fucking weirdos jumping around on stage with fucking masks and shit
It's
on
not
like
shitty
a bunch
if
of
they did
fucking
good, though.
weirdos?
They did great.
I looked at that,
Millionaires.
and I'm talking about a guy that listened to Rob. I listened to Rob Zombie,
They were
and I look at
millionaires.
Slipknot dudes like I look at them like Insane Clown Posse guys.
That's such a terrible. You're gonna get. I hope you catch so much heat for that statement, dude.
I'm talking about just the fucking like how they come off on like their album cover and stuff. Because back in the day, that's what you used to look at.
That's what it was.
It was the album cover.
Look at
You'd
Korn.
look at it and be like,
Korn's
what
the same way.
fuck?
They got the big.
Korn was
Limp
different.
Bizkit,
I love
same
Korn.
way.
No, none of them are running around with fucking weird ass masks.
But you're acting
being
like the
fucking
mask did
weirdos.
bad. They did good.
I thought it was weird. Just like I will say, Wes Borland in Limp Bizkit, he always wore like weird shit. I actually thought Wes Borland was good though.
Mudvayne did the same shit.
Yeah.
Mudvayne did the exact.
I'll
same
probably
thing.
catch a bunch of shit for. I don't mean musically they're the same. ICP and fucking. I don't mean musically.
ICP's a bunch of fucking idiots.
I mean
though.
the way they come off, their look. I'm just like, what a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Yeah, but you don't like weird shit.
No, I'm pretty straightforward, man.
Yeah.
I'm a old school classic rock and stuff.
I loved Limp Bizkit, and everybody hates it.
Dude, I was listening to Limp Bizkit the other day. With Kale
Chocolate
in the car.
Starfish is great.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that lyrically it's good. It's like it has a good beat, it has everything that music needs. I think people just hate Fred Durst.
They just fell off the map after everybody really started hating Fred Durst.
Yeah. I don't even know when it happened. He always used to wear like a red fitted backwards hat and like the.
Can't even wear that anymore.
No.
He always wore it because he was bald.
Really?
That's why he wore it.
I like them.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen
That was
the
my
Rage
favorite
Against the
band for a
Machine
while.
live. Dude, I love Linkin Park. I think they're really good.
I wanted to go to. I was so fucking pissed at my mom. If you're listening, I haven't let it go. I didn't
want any crust on that sandwich.
I wanted to go to the Family Values tour. The
That would've
original
been
Family
cool.
Values tour with
Mom
it was
wasn't having it.
It was Limp Bizkit, Korn. It was like Ice Cube, fucking Orgy. Fuck, I think Prodigy might have been
Did
there.
you listen to NoFX back in the day?
Rammstein or Rammstein.
I know JT used to listen to NoFX, I bet.
No, I know the
No?
band. I think my brother listened to them.
What about Coal Chamber?
No,
Like the Roof is on Fire song, you know, like they played
that one song?
That album's really good. A
I
lot of
don't
the
know the whole
90s bands,
album.
I think they were good.
Just like that one, Millions of Peaches.
Yes.
Millions of peaches.
Who is that?
Peaches for me. I don't know, but I bet a lot of people are like, yes.
What's that
right now when
Blind
that song's
Melon
on.
plays that song?
Blind Melon. No Rain.
Yes. We just listened to that song yesterday in the car.
Oh, really?
Because the car has like a
Classic.
sick ass sound system in it. So we'll just get super baked, Lacey and I. And now our parents are with us. So they're like in the back. Mike's been getting high, so he'll kind of be stoned. And we'll just crank the music, dude, in that thing and just jam to some golden 90s.
There's some really good.
80s are good.
There's a ton of Blind Melon songs that no one.
Knows that it's Blind Melon.
Dude, it's just they just don't listen to them because the only song that ever comes up from Blind Melon is No Rain when people turn on the radio. And the only reason I know him is because the Shannon Hoon, the lead singer, went to my high school. Their biggest one, Change, outside of No Rain, that one's good, but it's a super like mellow, like moody kind of song. Tones of Home's good. That's a really good one. Yeah. I don't know. Blind Melon's cool. I used to listen to them all the time back in the day. Pink Floyd was my big ones.
I like Pink Floyd. Off the Wall, the movie, we used to get all ripped back in the day and watch that.
If you could pick, if you thought there was one classic rock song that people needed to hear, like if they need to sit down and listen to it, what would it be?
I'm not good at that kind of question.
Oh man,
I'm probably gonna take heat, but like "Simple Man" by Leonard Skinner.
Mm.
But I like the Shinedown
I like
version
Leonard
better.
Skinner.
I think the Shinedown version sounds better than it's not.
No
I know.
way.
I know.
Get
I know.
the
I know.
fuck out of here.
He just got more grit to his voice, and that's what that song needed. Was a little more grit. And
That's
a little
like
more
your dad
emotion.
the other day was trying to play a Simon and Garfunkel song. What was that song he wanted you to play?
Mike wanted to play that.
No. It was another band covered it.
I have no idea.
And I was like, dude, no way. I'm like, that's garbage. He's like, what? I'm like, Simon and Garfunkel did that way better.
You are old for knowing whatever Simon and Garfunkel
Simon
is.
and Garfunkel, man. What can I say?
So if I that
my mom's
one
son.
song, that's a good song. Man, what else is there? What's the song that used to burn out?
Oh, yeah. That's Creedence Clearwater.
Yeah.
CCR, man.
That was a good mock of it, huh? Red, white, and blue.
Going to Vietnam.
Yeah.
That song means I'm going to fucking Vietnam.
What's the one song about they're getting picked for the draft? They're the lucky ones, or remember the other day? I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that's what that meant. They're talking about not getting picked for the draft. I think is what the song's about.
I don't know. I don't remember what
Come
song.
on, you know what I'm talking about.
I'd have to hear it.
It's
Is it on your playlist?
lucky one. The chorus is like not lucky ones. It's something ones.
Is it a real like musically like?
Yeah, it's one of those big songs.
It sounds
in
like
Vietnam.
a symphony almost. Oh, never mind.
Um,
Oh, yeah. That's the song. That's the one you were just singing.
the same one.
Yes.
Wait, what's the name of that song?
Is it talking about the senator's son? I'm
Yeah.
the senator's son.
Yeah, yeah. That's the same one.
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe it's not red, white, and blue. All right, yeah, but yeah, that song's a good song. Really, any Toby
Is
Keith
it?
song.
I don't know. I'm high.
American Girl.
You know what people-
You know you took your hat off and put it over the chest on that one,
God.
guaranteed.
I don't even know if I know that one.
God damn. What?
What's it called?
Army or American Soldier?
Dude, I do not like the patriotic fucking country songs.
Love them.
Not a fan.
Why?
It's not that I.
A
It's
little disrespectful, if you ask
no,
me.
I don't think so. I feel overwhelmed by the like patriotism. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel awkward.
Yeah, I guess.
Like when I'm around other people that know I'm a veteran and that something like that comes on, they're all like, and you're just like, dude, thank you for your service. My son's a Marine, you know, like,
I just hit him with
and I
thanks
just
for
don't
being
like that.
When I get that, I say, thanks for being American. Or I heard one lately, it's thanks for thanking or something like that. I'm like, kind of giving it back. Thanks for thanking. Oh, thanks for thanking, bud.
Yeah, maybe.
And I punch that old man in the face.
No, I just don't like the, dude, I remember this one song. We were in Iraq, 2009. The heat of Iraq, Al-Assad. No, I was on TQ actually. Real rough out there. For all the people that were in Iraq, they're laughing at me because it wasn't rough at all. We were cruising through TQ, and there's a song that came on, or someone told me about, called "If I Make It Back." Have you ever heard that one?
No.
Oh my god, dude!
Sounds
I
sadder than
listened
shit.
to it. Me and my buddy listened to it because we were gonna go pull like a piece off an LVS or something like that. And then I had to drive everybody to lunch that day because I had the van. And I was like, oh, I'm going to play this song on the way to fucking Chow. Dead silence in the entire fucking van. And it like ended as we like pulled up to the Chow Hall. Everybody's like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the if I make it? It's talking about that. That's because at the very end, the dude dies. Like, it's like me and his wife or me and his girl are hanging out. What? You have to hear it.
Damn.
It's a horrible song. I just don't like those patriotic songs, man. I'm not a...
I'll take it.
I'm old school. Like, if you want a patriotic song for me, I would say Jimi Hendrix playing the national anthem
At Woodstock.
And people have heard it and they're like, yeah, it's pretty good, man.
But you got to listen to it. It tells the story inside of it.
You got to watch it. Like watching, and you saw it. We
Yeah,
watched it. We watched
together.
it that one day. So like watching it and understanding that Jimi Hendrix won. He played on the final day, the final morning of Woodstock. So his
He woke
crowd,
everybody up.
his crowd was like 50 or 60,000 people. Like most of the people had already left. So most of the people that went to Woodstock didn't get to see Jimi Hendrix play. So he was also in the army before he became famous. He was a paratrooper and he got injured on a jump. That's how he got out of the army. He got injured on a jump. So that's how he got out. Anyway, so Vietnam was going on, right? This is 69. So we're in the heat of Vietnam. And like So that's going on. That's obviously the emotions from that. And then him like actually playing it, like you said, he woke everyone up. That was like the reveille, like him playing the national anthem, but like putting in the sound effects with his guitar of like battle scenes.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to it, you can hear like the explosions and stuff. Like it's crazy. You know, I'm like getting goosebumps like thinking about it.
We watched it. That was good.
But you got to like watch it and understand the context of where it came from. Not just like, yeah, it's a really good song. Like, you know, it was a good rendition of it.
You came up with a good saying for Woodstock.
What's that?
You did. I can't remember what it was. You came up with a really good saying.
Oh, yeah?
You were either there or you weren't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. You were there or you weren't. Yeah,
like
for sure.
They probably try to recreate it, but it's just not it.
Yeah.
It'll never be the same.
Yeah, the rest of us are on the outside looking in, you know, or looking back on it. Fuck,
if you haven't watched that documentary, watch it. It's really good.
And, we were talking about it. Like, imagine being the dude who was, like, wanting to stay. Like, Jimi Hendrix is open in the morning. We should watch that. And your buddy's like, nah, we got to go, man.
We got to get out of here, dude.
We got to get out of here. And I'd be like, fuck you.
I would never get let down.
I hate you.
You know who just texted
You're dead to me.
Lane just texted me.
Oh, did he? Is he still in?
So he's out now. He's going to school. I think he's doing like a trade school or something. He called me the other day asking me about an AR-15 build or something like that.
Yeah.
He sounds so much more redneck now that he's been back at home.
Does he?
Lane lives in Arkansas, like in the
He sounds
woods.
redneck as fuck already.
Can I call him and put him on speakerphone just for 10 seconds? Is that a thing?
If you want, I don't care.
Okay, just let me, hang on. He texted me. I just need him to talk.
He is country as fuck, though.
If you haven't heard redneck, you just wait.
Hey, apparently, while you're calling him, well, wait for him to answer.
Oh, I'm going to be buttered if he doesn't.
Probably doesn't have his voicemail box set up either.
I'm going to beat him if he doesn't answer this phone. I actually did beat him a couple times in the record. I talked to him the other day and I'm like, Lane. Lane, is that you?
Hey, what's up, Sexy?
Lane, you're on a podcast right now with Justin Kramer and I.
What's up?
Oh, yeah?
How the hell are you?
Oh, you know, another day, another dollar. Getting my taxes done a little late.
Are you, bud?
Yeah.
Any shout outs you want to give?
Fuck you, nutsack.
Nutsack? Fuck you, nutsack.
Not gonna get the corona fucking virus, motherfucker.
Okay. How's that deer camp stew delight doing?
Zero.
Oh, you know, possum steaks and raccoon stew. He's doing just fine.
Oh, how is it?
Delicioso.
What are you doing nowadays? Let everybody know.
So right now I am currently going to school, and then this semester I'm going to swap over to the post 9/11 and do government troops to teachers.
You're gonna be a teacher?
Yes.
What are you gonna teach?
God bless America.
Social studies.
Help, God help our children.
Is that frog dick in the background?
No. You know what? I can't take no much more of you. Hell. Bye now. Hung up on him.
Jeez.
He's out.
He's going to be a teacher.
Jesus Christ.
America's education system's fucked. I'm just playing. He might be super smart. I only knew him. I was a staff sergeant. He was a lance corporal. I didn't really know him as well as you did. He did live like above you on ship though, didn't he?
Yeah, he had. So we did fast roping one day, and Lane got all the way up to the top, got on the rope, and was like convulsing. His legs were shaking. His whole body was convulsing.
Because he was so nervous?
Yeah.
No way.
We're like, get down here. He's like coming down the rope, like shaking.
I mean, I understand getting nervous the first time you do it and stuff, but
no, it's high up there for sure. It's.
But that wasn't the first time you'd ever done it, though.
I don't think so. I remember we did Osprey training, and McDonald grabs the rope and walks it over the corner, so now the rope's not coming straight down. It's going at a complete angle down over the concrete, over the asphalt. It's not.
Did you ever fast rope on an Osprey?
Fuck no.
Me neither. I've heard it's bad, though.
I never went out the back either of a 53 or anything we fast roped off. I always went down the hellhole because out the back you had to bat wing it and go upside down first. And I didn't do it. I'm like, nope, I'll literally die if I do that. My body will shut down.
For fast roping?
Or for rappelling.
Oh, rappelling, yeah. Huh.
They'd have to bat wing, go upside down, and my body would not let me do that. There's no way.
You're like, this is not right. Your body's like, what are you fucking doing,
100%.
What are you doing? I'm trying to save your life.
They would put that bird down before I did that because I just don't. I think I'd die. I think I'd fall the fuck off.
Were you out there when we brought the dogs out and we had the MPs out there doing fast roping and rappelling with the dogs?
McDonald forgot the radio there, so I had to go to wake Demaro up, and I'm like, hey, I know you're not supposed to do this, but I need you to open that cage. I need a radio, man. And he's like, God damn, all right, fine. And I got a radio from, I think it was Delta's radio.
What? What are you
Because
talking
McDonald forgot are you talking about when McDonald was the range?
about? No.
Oh shit, I went way too deep then. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know what. No. This was on my first
and the dogs. Oh, you're on.
I was out there for that. I was out there as the RSO for a little bit for that time.
Yep. Never mind then. I apologize.
The dogs. But what I was getting at, did someone lose a radio?
Where?
Should we move on?
I didn't lose the radio.
So anyway, the dogs did not appreciate going over the edge of the wall on the rappel tower.
Fuck, not in the fast rope either.
And then they didn't like doing it out of the actual helicopter. They were not having it. There were some that we had to put the bite guards on them.
Really?
Yeah, because they would bite. They're like, yeah, these are biters. We got to put because they'll freak out. Because they're just dangling, drools dripping down from 50 feet up or however high.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Dogs are probably like, fuck this.
Like, what are you doing, idiot? What are you doing?
Yeah, get in here.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I would be a dog handler. I think being a dog handler would be cool.
No.
You don't think that'd be a cool job?
No, because I think I'd feel really bad for the dogs. Because they're just they're in cages the entire time until they get let out by the dog handler. One of my buddies was one.
I mean, when we were in Afghanistan, the dogs lived in the room. Like, dudes would hang out with the dogs.
I mean, like on Pendleton.
In Pendleton on base, they live in the kennels when they're not.
At all time until the handler goes and takes them out. So it's on the handler's job. So you have some shitty Lance Corporal that's like, fuck that, I'm not taking that dog out.
Who would be like that, though?
I don't know. I feel like there's got to be somebody.
We need to have a dog handler come on. Is there any kind of special screening process to be a dog handler? Or is that just a...
Oh, man. My
is that
buddy
its
was
own
one,
MOS?
He's in Texas, though.
Huh. That would have been a cool job.
I think it would have, but I've had two different people tell me different things, that dogs, they're not worth it. They're really not. They do more bad than good. And the other person said that they do more good than bad. Not in a bad way. They're not saying like, but they're like, it is cool to be a dog handler. Like they have their moments where they're good, but there's just so many moments where it's just inconvenient.
Oh, well, yeah.
So one person told me that, the other person told me the opposite. Like
logistically, they're a pain in the ass. Because like on the Mew, like when we were on ship, we had to send the dog handlers. They stayed in Kuwait the whole time.
Yeah.
Because you can't have dogs living on ship. So we had dog handlers like stationed at other places.
They were probably living over there.
Oh, compared to ship living? Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking living on ship sucked. Jeez.
I'll take it back.
Yeah. I don't know. Dog handlers, they have some guys, they turn them into dog handlers just for a deployment, like for the bomb dogs. They send them through some special training. We lost one in 3-6. The dog detected an IED and laid down because they're supposed to do, and laid down on the pressure plate, and it like blew his head off. I think.
Shit.
Yeah. It sucks, man. It was like a lab, but he did his job. It was like him or a Marine. It sucks. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. They're great though. Dogs are great company.
Are you gonna get another wiener dog?
I'm kind of looking at corgis too.
That's what we want next.
Fucking corgis look cool.
I think we're always gonna have wiener dogs, but we really want a corgi.
Corgi puppies are fucking
corgi butts, dude.
Hilarious.
They're fucking awesome.
Oh my god!
And they're full. My neighbor used to have one on base. They're full of energy. They're fun.
Are they?
They're like wiener dogs, but a little bit bigger. But they're not too much energy. Like if you want to be calm, they'll just chill.
The cool thing about corgi is they're not as small as a wiener dog. So like if they got loose, like when they're smaller, Marley would get loose when he was younger, dude, and he'd think you're playing with him, trying to get him back to come back because he's not a very, he doesn't listen. And so he's out there dodging around.
Yeah.
And one time I was like, fuck it. We're in Tennessee. I was like, fuck him. If he doesn't come back, I don't care, man. I spent like an hour trying to catch him.
Oh,
he would not come back. He thought I was fucking with him.
Marley?
Yeah. Dude, he was a spry little puppy back in the day.
Spry.
That was probably 2000. That was probably 2012, so about 7 years ago or 8 years ago. He's old.
You're getting old, but I haven't heard that word in forever.
Yeah, I used it sarcastically.
Okay.
Or I don't know if sarcastically is the right word, but
if I had a big enough house, I'd get another Great Dane.
Yeah, so that's the thing, man. People like give me shit about having a small dog, but it's just not right to have a big dog in a small place. It's California.
Who's giving you shit for having Marley? I'll fight him.
No, people think, that dude
I have
shouldn't
two
have
wiener
small
dogs. What do they think about me?
I know.
I got two wiener dogs, and I put sweatshirts on them when we go out. What do they say about me?
The last dude on the podcast has a wiener dog, too.
Who?
I'd have to. I can't remember. I'm so horrible. I'm high. Put me on the spot like
Do
that.
people not like wiener dogs?
The last episode. No, people love wiener dogs. If you like wiener dogs, please leave a comment under this video that you love a wiener dog.
Everybody loves.
They're the
wiener
greatest dogs ever, man.
and that's what I'm saying. They're different than regular dogs. They have more of a personality, I think, than any other dogs. Like Benji, like gets butthurt at me, and I can tell that he's butthurt.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He gives me this look where I'm like, get over here, and he's like, yeah, okay, bud.
Yeah,
he's a shit. Pick up my shit.
Yeah, you like throw his ball, and they're like, yeah, okay, dude. It's almost like a cat, almost.
The other day,
because they get babied so much.
The other day, I was working on something. I had a fold-out table outside up, like a normal-sized fold-out table, and Benji was getting up on his back legs, putting his paws up on the table, and then spitting his ball out at me so it would roll right to my chest,
Benji,
and I'd throw it away.
I have never seen a dog that. Honestly, I've never seen a dog that could use one of those like self-throwers.
Yeah.
He was so good at putting that ball in that little thrower for himself.
Yeah.
So why don't you get another one?
I have a ball thrower. It's like it looks like a little egg, not the size of an egg, a pretty big egg. And then it has a hole in the top you drop the ball into so that it's big enough for a dog to drop the ball into it. And then it's like, and it loads up and it shoots the ball at the other end and it launches it across the yard and he goes and fetches it. But they only take certain size balls and you can't buy them anywhere else, but then Petco and then the ball throwing company has them. But they're these tiny little tennis balls. Yeah. Like the quarter of a size of a tennis ball. But Benji chews up tennis balls. They don't make any rubber ones. Because I want something because he'll chew up that tennis ball. Yeah. And then if that ball is deformed in any way, it won't shoot out of that hole. And that hole's actually kind of fucked up too. Like the ball fall in there, but it falls too hard and it'll fall past the little tongue that it sits on. So what it is, it sits on this little tongue and underneath the wheels start spinning. Yeah. To these little wheels, and then the tongue depresses and the ball falls in and the wheels shoot it out. Yeah. Sometimes when he drops it
it's like a baseball thrower.
Yeah. Sometimes he drops it in, the tongue just depresses and the ball falls in and it can't like load up. So it's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. And he chews up those tennis balls to where if they're even the least bit odd-shaped, it won't pick it up right. So
it becomes like a hassle.
Within like 20 throws, it's already fucked up.
Which he'll do that in like 30 minutes.
So what I want to do is when I build a new bar for outside, I want to build like a cooler one at some point. Yeah. I'm gonna build a ball thrower into the side of it. So it'll be into the side of the bar, so he can just drop it on the side of the bar and it'll pop out the hole I'll have on the other side that'll fling out of it.
He loves his ball.
Dude, isn't he crazy with it?
He falls asleep with his ball in his mouth.
I feel like sometimes I'm like, dude, your heart's going to stop. There's no way you can keep going.
He's high energy. Marley was high energy too, man. They all are when they're younger.
He's just so goddamn... Dude, he's the smartest dog. Delilah is the dumbest dog I've ever owned.
Everyone loves Delilah, though.
She is one of them. A fucking cat. I figured it out last night. She's a cat. That's what she is.
Tiny head.
She's just a fucking cat. Benji is
What's
like
that
the
fat
smartest
bitch weighing
dog.
Now?
Dude, excuse me. We won't talk about that in public.
Like, you're the one calling her out. I said she looked fine.
She's a big girl. I don't know. She's like 12 pounds or something.
Huge.
But she's... either
Is she a mini?
Yeah. Yeah. But her head is like an extra mini.
Yeah, her head is
tiny. Tiny. And she's a little chunky right now, so her head looks super tiny.
Think so? Are you not walking them?
We've been walking
Are you not a good parent?
What the fuck? Yes, I'm a good dog parent. I have a Benji button I wear at home.
That's true, you do.
I got a Benji button.
You take your dogs to the dog beach.
Yeah, I take them everywhere.
Can dogs get coronavirus? Were better,
yeah, wasn't there a dog in China that got hit with the coronavirus? Isn't that what they said?
That can't be true.
Okay, keep talking. Let me look that up.
You go ahead and look it up. What else is going on in the world right now? Oh, there was you were talking, I missed it. There's a notification that the U.S. has conducted an airstrike. Because there was a missile yesterday. There was a rocket attack on Tikrit. I think it was Tikrit. I'd have to look. Oh, there's multiple Iranian-backed militia sites are being struck in Iraq right now. So there's that going on. But yeah, so yesterday, one of these Iranian-backed militias shot a bunch of rockets, and they said like 15 of them hit the base and killed 2 Americans and a British person. I don't know if it was a man or a woman, and then injured multiple others. I think at least a dozen other people were injured. Last I looked at it was last night, and they were talking about it. They were saying that they were in the process of taking care of casualties at that point. So I haven't read anything new on it, but this is saying that right now they're there's been multiple rocket attacks in Iraq. And this is coming from CNN. There have been multiple rocket attacks in Iraq in recent weeks, but Wednesday's was the first to cause a U.S. death since December when a U.S. contractor was killed. That death prompted retaliatory U.S. airstrikes against Iranian-backed militia targets in Iraq and Syria. So right now, we are carrying out airstrikes against multiple Iranian-backed militia sites in Iraq. They assessed that it was Iranians that had shot the rocket, and I think that was known fairly quickly yesterday. Dude.
Are we going there or what?
2 dudes just died, man. Two Americans just died. 2 more. And then there was two
more or the 2 that died?
No, not the 2 MARSOC guys. That was 2 MARSOC guys that died as well.
Where
that
at?
was different. In Iraq as well.
I saw that on the news. I didn't know
so
there's
2 more.
4
Americans in Iraq that have been killed. The 2 MARSOC guys were killed doing actual operations, though. These dudes were killed during this rocket attack, I think. And I don't want to speculate. I know a few guys that knew those individuals, so... Nice. That sucks, man.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's
crazy. How many years later, still people dying from it?
2003 is when we started in Iraq. 17 years.
Nutty, man. 17 years. Sometimes I think about that as like, and when you died in war in 2000, say 4 or 5, super patriotic, super like, okay, like I paid the ultimate price.
Was it? You think so?
In the media. So like,
I don't know, man.
2004, 2005, you don't think so?
I think people were almost immediately against the war in Iraq. I think there was a lot of pushback from the public in the war in Iraq, and then it became politically unpopular. So then a lot of people that voted for it, and including many Democrats, I think Bernie Sanders was like one of the only ones that didn't vote for it, and all of them came back and were like, I should have voted for it. Joe Biden has backtracked on it and stuff like that. And it wasn't that they shouldn't have voted, in my opinion. It wasn't that they shouldn't have voted on it or they shouldn't have allowed it. They should have fucking had the correct people to run that fucking country after we had blitzed to Baghdad. It was like, all right, we're in Baghdad. We took over. All right. We got it. Now what? And then it was just like, and then everything went to shit after that. So it's the Middle East, man. It's a fuck show. It's a fucking mess.
So if you think 2004, say not even 2004, early 2000s, if you died in war, it was like, okay, he died protecting America, doing this and that. 17 years later, you die in war now. What are people saying? Why are we still there? What are we doing?
Yeah, there's that, or they're just not saying it. Like a death in combat now gets like maybe. The news cycles are moving so quickly now because of all the politics and everything else that people want to talk about. Something like that gets talked about outside of the military community. Within the military community, you're still going to see posts for days from people that knew the dudes and stuff like that. But outside of the military community, I think they're done talking about it. They will mention that now that this attack happened last night, they'll bring up the last death. They'll be like, oh, and then this happened. But between those in-between periods, they're not talking about people. How many people do we have in Iraq? How many people do we have in Afghanistan? And we're drawing dudes out of Afghanistan, but peace deal or whatever, that shit's not going to stick. Taliban's going to go through and fucking...
I honestly thought that was a joke when I first saw that.
Trash. Yeah, one of like the Babylon Bee or whatever, one of the Onion articles.
That's the dumbest thing I think I've ever read. These dudes aren't going to keep their fucking word. What are you, crazy?
Well, the thing, and we already did an airstrike and killed a bunch of them because they were attacking a bunch of ANA soldiers. The thing about it is, it's like, we don't have an end state. What's the end state? What's our end state there? People say we lost that war, like that war is lost. How so? And how could it have been won? What was the end state? What were we fighting towards? As someone that's been to Afghanistan twice, I couldn't tell you like what the overall end state was. Like I don't know. What's the big picture? What are we fighting towards? Because you can say that it was creating, for us as advisors, it was prepping the Afghan National Army to take over and to be able to hold their areas, but I don't know. Was it? I don't know. It's one of those places where you go and it's like, they need to have going in, like, here's our clear objectives, 1, 2, and 3. Beyond that, I'm not dealing with it. Like, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. And if it's nation building, if it's like staying for an extended period of time, then it has to be something that people buy into. It can't be, well, in 5 years it's not popular anymore and there's an election coming up, so now we need to change our minds. Because how can you build and maintain infrastructure and stuff like that in another country and try to help a society? It's a generational thing. You know, you have to keep people there for years, for decades to actually make a change. But the American public is not going to stomach that. And understandably.
True. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. I mean, for places like Afghanistan, man, it's so fucking out there. Yeah. In the country. But all right, man. I know you wanted to go for about 2 hours because you got to go. So
let's go get some food.
Let's wrap it up. Is there anything you want to mention before we get off?
Oh boy, I don't know. No, I think I'm good.
Okay, well,
I mean, I got nothing. I don't know.
What's your new TikTok? What should everybody be?
I think I have posted.
What should everybody be following?
You know what? I did
on?
post a video of
making
fun of Lacey.
I'll do your fucking marketing for you.
I totally forgot. I made a video. I acted like I was looking at her ring, and I was like, God damn! And she had Crocs on and these stupid socks underneath. And I was like, what are those? And zoomed in, and in the background, she's like, come on. My TikToks.
What's wrong with Crocs?
I have a pair of Crocs.
Croc people.
I wear them too. My TikTok is at Michael James, but the I is actually a lowercase L. I don't know why. I took it from my Facebook.
Why'd you do that on your Facebook?
I don't like people being able to look me up. Nobody can find me now.
Well, now they can.
Damn it.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, the I is actually a lowercase L, and I don't know how to change that. I didn't put it like that.
Well,
but that's my TikTok, and
you just started it, so don't expect anything crazy yet.
But there will be definitely more to come. I mean, I have here's my Instagram, Fairbear_89.
Fairbear_89.
FAIRBEAR_89 for Instagram. Follow me, watch me do silly things with my family, and make fun of Lacey all the time.
And I am J Kramer Graphics. And I run jkramergraphics.com. That's what's up.
What's up?
Check it out.
Get me a sweatshirt. Get a scholarship.
Hey, if I don't have your logo, which I probably don't, I have some logos. If I don't have your unit's logo, send it to me and I'll add it to the collection. That's the only thing. I don't only offer the shit that's on the website. If people need custom stuff, all they got to do is hit me up, shoot me an email or something like that. But everyone else, have a good day. Wash your fucking hands, you nasty thing.
Nasty.
And yeah, all right.
Freaking A, bubs.